Alrighty then. Hello and welcome. This is the Brotherhood of Geeks E3 live stream. So today is EA's own press conference for today. Today is Saturday, and we'll be talking about EA's press conference. So we're going to be doing a pre-show. And yes, right now it's only me. I am Brett J. Rasmussen, and I will be having another co-host coming in very shortly. I'm not really sure who it'll be, but we will see in the next minutes and so. But you get me, and you get to talk about me. Oh, it looks like he is here. There we go. All right. Well, then.
Nerds in the distance.
Nerds in the distance. There you go.
It was an event.
It was a massive event, apparently.
And we had to trap a cat.
Ooh.
Outside.
Ooh.
It was terrible.
Ooh. That does not sound like a good time.
It was not, I promise you.
Well, come on in. Come on and sit down so that everyone knows who I got over here.
Oh, these people know me.
So what's going on, man?
Oh, man, just sleep deprived. I got up, a lady thought that our cat was being attacked by a raccoon.
Oh.
It turned out to be another larger cat.
Oh.
So, we got the necessary cat trapping supplies, wrangled the cat, had a tag, so we've been calling the owner. So there's just this giant, pissed cat in our cat carrier in the living room.
Well, that's good to know,
Still
Mark.
Really angry feeling.
That is totally good to know, Mark. Well, I'm glad that you are here.
By the by, Mark.
Yes, this is Mark.
AKA Little Goku.
There you go. So how you been doing outside of the cats? Getting like kidnapped and everything, man.
Catnapped.
Oh,
I've
man.
been doing well, man. Doing well.
That's good. But, so today's EA's press conference. That'll be today. That's what's going to be happening today. So that'll be very interesting to see what we have there. Right now I know that you were seeing everything repeating and everything. So there we go. Ha-ha. We got everyone here. All right. So, so today's EA's press conference. This is the only press conference today.
Mm-hmm.
So we know about Battlefield 5, and we know about Anthem. Now, on our predictions episode, me and Spectre have talked about like his opinions on Battlefield 5. I would like to know your opinions on Battlefield 5. What do you think about that?
Upon seeing the trailers, I brushed up on everything just to, get it all fresh in my mind.
Mm-hmm.
I'd seen them before when we had last spoke about them. But I think I don't have that huge of a problem. You can have your, a lot of the complaints that I'd seen boasted around it was that it was like not historically accurate.
Yeah.
Things of the nature. Like, what video game can really be all the way historically accurate? The buildings didn't get taken certain ways. Certain groups that you don't know the names of the soldiers that took Chambois or whatever.
Yeah.
Who's really gonna stress about it? Apart from that, I also don't even think that all the stuff that was causing the most issue is even integral to the core game. I think that was all multiplayer cosmetics that you can unlock.
Okay.
Because you got these characters running around in this garish blue face paint and all that jazz.
Mm-hmm.
It's I don't think they're gonna put you in the core game.
And you have a British woman with a iron arm,
that's
metal
what I'm
arm.
talking about, the amputee soldier, and they're talking about how during World War II it was a struggle just to eat with an amputated hand, let alone fire and operate a weapon.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, it's a video game, man.
So you actually, because EA has pretty much are doubling down on, like, they said that, like, we are doing this so that way we are more focused on fun than historical accuracy. That is what I think the CEO of EA stated when the backlash of the reveal event and the trailer and all that happened.
Like, really, at the end of the day, I want my video games to be fun.
Of course.
If I want perfect historical accuracy, I watch the History Channel. And even then, it's dodgy. But when it comes down to my video game experiences, I really want for there to be a strong sense of like entertainment first. That's what I want to drive my video game experience, because then I can really, I don't have to worry, for people to complain in as many different arenas as they do about, entertainment media being escapism. Yeah. Anytime it deviates from that escapism, all of a sudden it's a huge problem.
Yeah. Yes. I want to be a football player, so I'll play a football game, but I don't have to play football. I want to be in the army, so I'll just play a video game being in the army.
It's like, whenever you have that escapism, and it's like, yo, dude, I can be a suave, smooth talking Nolan North, stealing shit from people. I can be it's not T.C. Howard anymore. The dude from Living Single. Deep cut for all you guys.
Yeah.
Who plays Kratos anymore. It's a new, older, angrier black man.
Yes.
His name escapes me.
I think it's like, I'm gonna say this wrong. I feel that it's like Christopher Stevens, but I'm not. I don't think it's that. I'm pretty sure it's not that.
Go misnomen black dude. He's got to cheat to the phone.
Oh, of course.
But you can be an axe throwing father of the year. You can be a Power Ranger, but like, let alone you dare hope.
Oh, Christopher Judge. The last name was wrong. Christopher Judge.
You dare hope to play as a black dude or a woman in a war game.
Yeah.
And everyone loses their mind.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, come on. Like, I'm never gonna be the dude that's here for shoehorning things into my media. I never want to just open up the thing I like and then force more things I like into it. But if this genuinely came from a place of just like, yo, man, like, just like give the people the sliders so they can make the character that they want to make.
Yeah.
Then I have no problem with that, because all it's doing is giving me as a player choice. The different discussions can be had about the historical accuracy of the woman, the amputee woman with the crazy face paint and the trencher is in like the main game, or something like, because even then I'm just like, you don't know everything that happened in World War II. This even to the people that like have like a deep historical acumen on the matter, like, it was war. Stuff got hazy. If a company of black soldiers, which there were in World War II, they oftentimes, I believe, weren't allowed to serve alongside white soldiers if it got hectic and they found themselves fighting in the same trench. No one had any colorful names to call anyone when everyone's trying to stay alive.
Yeah.
And if they did, their priorities were fucked. But
so are you actually excited for Battlefield 5? Or would that be a game that you would
always excited for Battlefield? I remember when Battlefield 3 came out, I was working at GameStop at the time.
Okay.
I was like a relative new working here. Battlefield 3 came out, and I stopped playing Call of Duty cold turkey that day. Like the first day I played it, I was like, oh my god, this is amazing. I've since played 4 and Hardline, and I'll probably still play this. I don't venture into FPS is that deep, but there's something that's magical about Battlefield to me. Just the scope, the scale, you know, regardless of what you feel. I remember seeing a video on the matter, and I enjoy the quote where it says, regardless of how you feel about the content, Battlefield games are always technical achievements.
Mm-hmm.
Just the size of it, and the player count. So, you know, there's still a lot of fun to be had, and when you're sprinting around the trenches of, like, Normandy, you don't really care. You're going to be lighting up with a carbine, all right? Whether or not they have a robot arm. Like,
Yeah. I mean, like,
you just have your fun and play your game, you know? Like, no one complained when they had it so that Nazis somehow came back as zombies after you shot them. Like,
yeah. Now it's a staple,
right? Now, heaven forbid they release a COD game without it. Like,
but I mean, I definitely think we should definitely, see what have you and Spectre kind of talk about that, because that'll definitely be very interesting to say. Because he's actually he has stated before that he feels that EA is putting out their own like an agenda or something like that,
and down with the forced diversity and stuff. Like
yeah. And again, I feel that it's more that he is more mad about the historical accuracy, because that's why Battlefield appeals to him.
Man, he's just got yourself a good old fashioned case of crying white guy. Hashtag best JW.
But like again, it's almost to the point where because for me, I don't know how I feel about this press conference. I really want to be excited, but with everything that has happened with EA, I don't know, especially with Battlefront 1 and 2, that for me, with the loot box controversies and everything with Battlefront 2, that was kind of my hard line where I'm like, you know what, I can't do this anymore. Like, that kind of thing. For him, it's Battlefield 5 because of, the historical inaccuracy of it and everything like that. So, I don't know. I think this press conference will definitely be interesting. As we have stated on our predictions video, the strategy that I think that EA needs to go into is that they need to gain the trust of the gamers back. Regardless of what, people think of Battlefield 5, because if you look at the trailers, the Battlefield 5 trailer, from like to dislike ratio, it's almost cut down the middle, with leaning toward the dislike, but it is almost cut down the middle. It's like 60, it's like 55, 45, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's still, with everything that happened with Battlefront 2 and this game, and, the mixed reaction with Battlefield 5, and then the closing of Visceral Games and everything, the strategy that I think EA needs to go in is that they need to gain back the trust of the gamers. Would you agree, or do you think they...
I feel that my strategy for EA is adjacent to that. It would be a byproduct, but I feel that EA needs to really focus on creating enjoyable experiences. There's a lot of stuff that can, win a gamer's trust back, but EA has to create a series of experiences that I'm going to want to be a part of.
Yeah,
because ultimately, people. Only when there's since the microtransaction stuff and the corporate meddling, has anyone given a crap about the dudes in suits behind the developers.
Yeah.
So when it comes down to it, if EA is trying to, and I doubt that EA is trying to do this. I think that they're just acquiring studios, and then if they fail them, they shut them down.
Okay.
But if I could, wield the magic wand, as it were, and imply a business strategy being used by EA, I'd say that they have to make a unified, really dev an in-house studio to make games people want to play. And you have to look at what's selling hard. I understand that recurrent, you backed yourself into a corner with the recurrent monetization stuff.
Yeah.
So that you have to make games that do that in order for you to turn profit. But EA has just been on a tear of being wrong for a while, and they need to just come out and start making good games. A lot of people won't really care about, what the people who make the games do, so long as the games are good.
Yeah.
So if they make something that's enjoyable, and if they make something that, I can play and replay and have a great time and don't feel like I'm being shaken down whenever I play it, then that's all. Like you gotta start first with the small steps. You develop yourself a solid in-house studio, maybe from the remnants of the people from the studios that you liquidated, and pull that collective talent together to make a really, really good, possibly single player, maybe with some online components, style of a video game that doesn't try to rob me at every turn.
Yeah, I mean, like, with EA's last, like, good game that everyone, like, that is A Way Out. That was, but mind you, that is an EA original, so it's, like, one of those...
It's not EA in-house.
Yeah.
EA is publishing the... And, like, that team, like, made Brothers and stuff. Like, they got the clout already.
Oh, yeah. But, I mean, again, but it's also kind of weird because it's published by EA, where EA has outright said that single-player games is like a dying breed. That, those are single-player games are games, are what gamers wanted to play 5 to 10 years ago. But if you look at A Way Out from themselves, it's critically acclaimed. People are loving that.
And it's also not a single player game technically.
Well, it's not a single player because you have to play with 2 people, but there is no microtransactions.
Yeah, there's no online component.
Yeah, there's no online component.
I mean, and there kind of is. I think you can play.
I think
I mean, like, I might just be wrong. But I think you can play with someone online.
Yeah, you can, because you can share the game to someone, and then they're playing. You're the host, and you play it off of them. But like, I guess the wording is that there is no microtransactions. There's none of the normal EA
accoutrement.
Yeah.
I get you, and I think the vast success of that is owed to the fact that, though it is not a single-player game, they worked that to its strength. I mean, because there is some validity in saying that people don't want to play single-player games. It is not wide-sweeping. God of War proved that wrong.
Yeah.
And even then, that's an established franchise. Come out with a new, wholly single-player IP. You have to piggyback it off of a established franchise.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with that. But let's talk about Anthem, because that was the other game that was a big announcement last year. How do you feel about Anthem? Because we're probably going to get like more gameplay, probably another trailer and that kind of thing. How are you feeling?
Anthem has the most potential for me to love it.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
But it also has the most potential to burn me.
There you go.
Because every time I see something, I see those suits, and I'm like, oh, I can customize it. Oh, I can do this. I can do that. I can run around this big open area with my buddies, and just experience this world and fight stuff. I have a soft spot in my heart for giant robots.
I know you do.
So, that has the most stuff there that would make me go, oh man, I want to play it.
Yeah.
But in the same vein, I'm cautiously optimistic.
Yeah.
Because it's it could very much steer into the stupidity, and it could very much, learn from all the mistakes that have been surrounding it, It could be the little brother. I have a little brother, and I was a grand idiot growing up.
Yeah.
And I got into a lot of trouble, and I got myself fucked up a lot. And my little brother would just sort of sit back, and he would watch, and he would take notes. He was like, okay, I won't do that, and then I won't do this, and then I won't do that. And I'm like, okay, maybe Anthem can be that. Maybe Anthem can sidestep a lot of problems.
Mm-hmm.
Even if it still has stuff, recurrent monetization and all that shit. But if it implements it in a way that,
doesn't feel that like EA's hand is just right there
Yeah.
by your wallet, ready to grab money out of it, that kind of thing.
Yeah, so long as it doesn't, implement styles like that, like I'm more than willing to pay money for cosmetic shit. Like, if I get to pay money to look cool, I started playing Warframe again.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, oh, money, I need to look cool.
I mean,
I'm all for it, but when it comes down, when there starts to be a gameplay impact on the things that I spend money on, that's where I have a problem.
Yes,
that's where I'm like, I don't like this, but fuck me, I'm one dude.
Yeah, no, I get you. I mean, with Anthem, I definitely. I have no idea how I feel about it. Last year I was very blasé about it. When I saw it, I was like, okay.
I mean,
not bad.
It took something that I was immediately hyped for, which was Titanfall. The first wave of Titanfall was coming out. I was like, oh my god,
yeah. Yeah, that was me too.
Because I played like a bunch of Hawking and shit, so I was
like, for me it was Mech Assault.
Yeah, I was like, dog, man. So early Armored Core. So, I was all about it. And, I didn't own an Xbox at the time. So, I was just like, SOL. But later on, when I played 2, and, I had a good time with it. And, seeing that, but scaled down.
Mm-hmm.
Seeing that, but just, in a smaller sense, where it could be a bit more personal. And, I got to have a direct impact over how my suit would look and the things I could equip and outfit it with to do different things.
Mm-hmm.
I'm all about making gimmicks for characters that I put into worlds and playing to those gimmicks and having a bunch of really fun character moments. And any game that will allow me to do that with not only myself but with my friends.
Yeah.
Then that's the side of Anthem that I'm pumped about. That's the side of Anthem that could be really cool, where it's yo, I got this tiger stripe paint job, and I got this gun, and this shoulder pad, and these boots, and this helmet, and this chest, and I curated all of it so it looks really good, and it's got really good stats, and I got this kind of thing, and let's go do it. What do you have?
Yep.
And then being able to experience an adventure from there.
I think also the other thing is that we just saw that demo trailer that it really kind of just showed the world and just kind of looked really good. So for me, I would want to see how it more gameplay and just kind of the inner mechanics of it. Not just kind of an overall of how what you can do. And also I would definitely like to see again, I love narratives. That's why I play video games. And because this is BioWare, I would like to kind of know more about what the narrative of this game is. Just when they explained it, it felt very too close to Destiny. When they first came out last year and said you're behind a big wall and I'll be on the big wall or big huge monsters and stuff, which and so on and so forth. It felt too much like that. So I think that's going to be the game that I'll be very interested to see. But before we're getting closer and closer into the actual press conference, so let me ask you: we talked about Anthem and Battlefield 5. Those are going to be probably the two big things about this press conference. What else would you like to see? If you could just be pie in the sky. If I had a magic wand and I want this, what would it be?
The return of EA Sports Big.
Big? Oh my god!
No, I'm playing. Realistically, I like to see some sim stuff because I live with women.
Yeah.
And they get really pumped about the Sims, and so I end up getting involved in the narratives that they weave. So it's pretty cool. I get to participate in that, so that's cool. So I like to see if there's some cool new Sim stuff. I always like to see any car racing sims.
Okay.
I do like those, and I think it's about time for a new one because you can't really get there's a lot of Gran Turismos and there's a lot of Forzas, and you're always gonna get those. But like, I miss it when they were just like, here's a car racing game.
Well, they do have Need for Speed. That would be their
they,
racing game, but like Payback just did nothing. It didn't help with. Oh boy, with what happened last year out there. Woo!
Yeah, that was a problem at the time.
But like, okay, so anything else? Maybe some like, do you think that I don't know, but do you think they could maybe call like a remaster or something?
A remaster or something. I would like to know. Oh no, they couldn't really do that because Queenie has the Marvel licenses. So I was like, we could do that.
It's not like only Square Enix can make Marvel games.
Yeah, because it's on there.
Yeah.
I would like Rise of the Imperfect to be finished.
Ooh,
like, not just real. And everyone was like, "Did they put anything new in it?"
And they did.
And like, I feel like that's the next sort of thing.
Yeah.
Or you take a game from way back in the day that like a very select group of people will remember. Then you remaster, you remake, and you bring it back, but then you like finish the things that weren't necessarily done about it, or you add new content, things of that nature. I would like to see some sort of stuff like that, though not necessarily with Rise of the Imperfect. This is a bit of a joke.
Yeah. Well, we're getting very, very close to it. For me personally, I would love to see if they. I would love to see anything from KOTOR.
Of course.
Like that's my favorite franchise in all of the history of time. But again,
some Jade Empire.
Ooh, that's good. I can get behind that. But with that, I mean, I don't know. I think with the Star Wars license, I need to trust them again. That's the biggest thing, because I was excited for Battlefront 1. Came out, skeleton game. Battlefront 2 comes out, the loot box controversy, and that was where I'm like, I just can't do this anymore. Battlefront 2's gameplay is fantastic, and it's better, and we got everything we asked for, but it was just it just felt like here's a money machine because you'll buy Star Wars because it's Star Wars.
I mean, they're not wrong.
They are not wrong.
Will buy
yeah, I know. You are correct, but it was one of those where I wanted I want an actual game, not just like, you're going to buy Star Wars, here's a money machine.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted an actual game.
A game that focused more on being a game as opposed to a way to make money.
Exactly. But we're about 2 minutes away from EA's press conference. I got to go ahead and grab a thing. All right. Had to make sure that all this is going good. But yeah, we're less than a minute away. We're getting very, very close. So right now we're going to try to get this up. We're going to get the audio going from here. Let's see. But anything else you want to add, Mark, before we begin?
Well, I can't wait to see.
What is it about EA Play that excites you the most?
Oh, yeah.
And so,
I just like
what
the
is it about
transformation of the
EA
venue.
Play
We
that
take over
excites
the
you
whole
the
block,
most?
close down streets.
I just like the
There's
transformation
thousands
of the
people that
venue.
come through.
We take over
have
the
a
whole
good time.
block,
They have
close
A-list
down
talent that come and
streets.
play concerts
There's
at
thousands
night.
of people that
It's a
come
really good
through.
time. Have a good time. They have A-list
Thank you so
talent
much,
that come
man.
and play
Appreciate it.
concerts
Yeah,
at night.
That's a little bit
It's
about
really
the
good
Palladium,
time.
and now let's head inside. Well, thank you so much
out
for the
the
show.
show.
Appreciate it.
One, he's a
That's a little bit about the
PlayStation
Palladium, and now let's head inside. She told me to wrap the show. I was rapping. We're still going. We're not rapping.
But
Fun zone. We're still going to rap. I was lied to. We're still going. Family Fun Zone, my friends. This is where you can get all your real racing action on. Welcome to the mobile game zone, my friends. Say perhaps you like to play a game, all your real racing action on. With the steering wheel, be a mobile game.
Ooh, I can get behind that really hard.
He's like, in a race chair. I'm jumping in the steering wheel. No pressure. There are 4 stages. This guy's jumping the stage. He's like, I'm ready. I'm jumping in line. There's a ball pit over here, but there's food over here. We're going inside. Let's head inside. There's a ball pit over here. There's food over here. We're going inside. Let's head inside and check out the show.
It'll be very, very interesting to see what we have here. But what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and turn it over to the press conference. We're still going to be here. We're going to talk over the whole press conference so you can see everything that is happening. There we go. All right.
Anthem.
Yep, we're opening with
Anthem.
Anthem.
A little bit later in the show. So that was Anthem. EA Play. I'm Andrew.
Oh, yeah.
Later in the show.
Oh, because
welcome
the audio
everybody
and
to
video.
EA Play. I'm Andrew around here. And while you might recognize EA wanted to change things up because they know that I'm both a gamer and a fan. So this year they invited me to come and host the show. Change things up because they know that I'm going to be a lot of fun, you guys. I hope you're ready. So they invited me to come and host the press conference. And I think this year it's going to be a lot of fun, you guys. I hope you're ready. EA Play is more than just the show you're about to watch. Right behind these doors, there is EA Play is more than just the show you're about to watch. Huge this year. Right behind these doors, there is a gaming festival outside, and it is gamers can come and play games for free. It's a full 3-day gaming festival where there are hundreds of community members come and play games over the world. Now inside the theater here, there are streaming and community members from all over the world of the games that we're going to be showing off here today. Streaming and getting their first impressions of the games that we're going to be showing off here today. We're going to kick things off with a look at Battlefield 5 multiplayer. I know Trevor Noah gave you the first look. Yeah, we can look at Battlefield 5 last month, but we've got some new stuff to show you today. Then we're going to move on to FIFA 19, and boy, do they have to show you today. Then we're going to move on to FIFA 19, and boy, do they have some big news, you guys. Any World Cup fans? You guys excited? Yeah, it's going to be awesome. Then we've got 2 new indie games to share, and then I'm going to come back towards the end of the show with some of my favorite developers to give you guys a nice, meaty look at Anthem. And of course, yeah, we got the woos for Anthem. I'm into it. You want to do this with me? Well, wouldn't it be fun, you guys, if I told you all the secrets at once, right? Well, give him a break. He needs to just enjoy the show. So without further ado, let's get things started.
Okay. So we're going to go back into Battlefield. Looks like. All right. Woo! All right, we got that.
Huh? Right, it's time to kick this thing off. It's been 2 weeks since the reveal of Battlefield 5. And you know what? It's been exciting, there's been a lot of speculation, and so many brilliant remixes of a reveal trailer. But there's also been lots and lots of questions from the community. And we've heard you want to see more gameplay innovations. You want to know how customization actually works, and you want to know more about our take on the Second World War. So today, we'll show you more gameplay and why this is the deepest and most immersive Battlefield yet.
It certainly is. You will be able to dive and smash through windows to surprise your enemies. Where previously defenses were stationary, you will now be able to move these weapons around on the battlefield and gain advantages. And our renowned destruction system is back and more impactful than ever.
Want to destroy more buildings? Look at me destroy more buildings.
You can't really hide from those pesky tanks anymore as they come chasing you for you, as they rip through those buildings. And you will now be able to customize your soldiers, your vehicles, and your weapons, not only for the gameplay, but for the looks, as part of our portrayal of the Second World War.
And that's just the tip of the iceberg in Battlefield 5. You're going to see a lot more of our new gameplay systems here at EA Play from our community. So let's talk about our single player in War Stories.
Yes, let's do that. So we want to tell you about those untold stories that got us excited to start with on this game. It's about, what you will see is really those moments of human heroism. It is about witnessing the war through the eyes of the men and the women who shaped the world forever. Real and relatable people facing the brutality of war. We started off by an exclusive look at the Nordlys war story over at the Xbox briefing tomorrow.
Thanks, Lasse. Something not to miss tomorrow. So, our launch in October is just the beginning. You will all go on an expanding journey through the Second World War. No loot boxes, no premium pass. Every day will bring something new. And as part of that journey, after launch,
you'll get something I know a lot of you have been asking for.
It's Royale.
Of course! Everyone gets the Royale.
It's Royale reimagined for Battlefield. So we bring those pillars of Battlefield with destruction, team play, vehicles into this new experience. So we will bring you experience that you haven't played before in Battlefield or anywhere else. But more about that later this year.
So with that, it's time to show you what makes Battlefield so special. It's the unmatched intensity of our multiplayer sandbox, and this time it's even more epic, fighting across multiple maps and modes. Welcome to your next Battlefield experience, and this is your first look at ground operations. And this time, even featuring music.
Oh, yeah. That dude got wrecked. Oh, yeah.
Ikke en dråpe. Jeg elsker deg.
Zeus! Norton's War Story. Oh, that's going to be the war story that's only going to be at Xbox.
I like that though. I like that they're like outside of soldiers on the front, like obviously real people were
sonhei em tornar campeão.
Yeah, so let's tell their story. Oh, it's people.
É preciso determinação.
Well, we knew we were going to see this.
But this is good though.
Até mesmo nos momentos mais difíceis, tu tens de continuar a acreditar. Esta é a tua oportunidade de te mostrares ao mundo. Tu és campeão.
Use that new crossbite engine. Everyone's using it. Gotta use that. It's just like as we have seen with Mass Effect Andromeda, the crossbite engine. So I don't know if it's using the frostbite engine or
Hard to be really far out, so you're not gonna have to worry about accidents.
Gotta have this epic music from EA's biggest franchise. Oh, hello! I think that's the World Cup, isn't it?
That's the UEFA Champions League, the pinnacle of club football, where the world's best clubs compete, and icons of the game like Gerrard and Cruyff cemented their legacies. The world's biggest league joins the world's game. And a special thanks to the legendary Hans Zimmer and LA's own Vince Staples for collaborating with us on the trailer. And I really love the trailer because it captures our epic vision for how the Champions League comes to life in FIFA 19. And Lena's going to tell you a little bit more about that.
As Aaron said, the UEFA Champions League is an amazing addition for the game. It's where football's biggest heroes like Ronaldo and Neymar clash every year. And it's the place where champions rise. And you've been asking for this for a long time, and we are thrilled that it's here. And that's why we're bringing the Champions League across the game. There'll be an authentic Champions League tournament mode. Your club will chase this trophy in career mode. Alex Hunter will pursue Champions League glory in your story mode, The Journey, and in FIFA Ultimate Team, there'll be live and authentic Champions League content. And we'll share more details on that, along with all our other Ultimate Team features later this summer.
And all that's just the beginning. As you know, the heart and soul of FIFA is gameplay. And this year, we're giving you the tools to control the pitch in every moment, from your tactical approach to the match to each technical touch. And we know how passionate you are about gameplay, so we've worked hard to shape and refine our vision for FIFA 19 with input from our community. From hands-on tests with beginners to detailed feedback sessions with FIFA pros. And we're going to be sharing a lot more about gameplay throughout the summer, but what I can tell you right now is that the quality bar in gameplay was raised yet again this year. So we look forward to everybody experiencing the game on the hands-on sessions this week. And also, of course, we're extremely excited for everybody to play it when we launch on September 28th. And that's our FIFA 19 news, headlined by the UEFA Champions League. But I just wanted to take a minute to pause and reflect. Standing next to this trophy is a little bit surreal. You know, growing up, there's two iconic trophies that every young player dreams of winning. And for your club, it's this one, the pursuit of Champions League glory. But for your country, it's this trophy, the World Cup. And with the tournament starting in just 5 days, we're excited for the world to compete for it in FIFA 18.
As you can imagine, all of us on the FIFA team can't wait for the start of the World Cup. And we want to celebrate with FIFA 18 players, which is why we've just updated the game with a free World Cup experience on PlayStation 4, Xbox One, PS, PC, and Nintendo Switch. But you can take Ronaldo and Portugal to their first World Cup victory. Or you can write your own story with some great nations who didn't qualify this year. Or you can make a crazy dream a reality for your home country, like mine, Iceland. Who would have thought that a nation of only 350,000 people would ever qualify? And you can feel their excitement.
Apologies to any England fans in the room, that might still sting. And Lena isn't the only one who's excited. FIFA 18 players are loving the World Cup experience so far. But we don't want to stop there. We want to invite everyone to come and join the celebration. So I'm pleased to announce that for a limited time, FIFA 18 complete with the entire World Cup experience is available for a free trial on PlayStation 4 and Xbox One and on PC through Origin Access. Yeah, you can download and play the entire game right now for free. Yeah. So to kick off the trial, we've got some of the world's biggest creators who are going to be playing live at the end of the show, representing their nations in a little mini World Cup tournament.
And this summer will bring so much more for FIFA fans. Plenty of FIFA 18 content centered around the World Cup, and we'll bring you all the details on FIFA 19. But in the meantime, let's all enjoy the World Cup. Thank you, and auf from Island!
It is on the biggest stage at the World Cup.
Most of the people like that who are excited about it.
Good morning.
All right.
EA Sports, FIFA 19. You know, the FIFA community never rests. 20 million people from 60 countries playing in competitive leagues this year. Well, the FIFA team never rests either, bringing the Champions League and the World Cup and so much other greatness to FIFA this year. We can't wait for you to experience it all. We've got so much to do here today, but I want to welcome you to EA Play. It's our third EA Play and our second one in Hollywood, and we couldn't be more excited to have you with us to share all the games that we have to show you. We've got lots to do, but before we move on, I'd like to share just a couple of things. The greatest disruption to the consumption of entertainment media in the last 5 years is the combination of streaming plus subscription. As consumers, watching movies, watching TV, listening to music, reading books has never been easier. And we believe that disruption is going to have a profound impact on our industry in the next few years. And so over the last couple of weeks, you will have seen that we announced a new team from Israel has joined Electronic Arts to help our investment to extend our thinking and extend our pioneering into this cloud gaming world. For many people, that's going to mean extending the experiences they already play on our partner platforms. For others, it's going to mean new games and new modalities of play across a whole variety of platforms. But for everyone, it's going to mean playing games anywhere, anytime. So this week, we've got a tech demo running. All of our games streaming in HD from the cloud to multiple devices that you'll be able to try out for yourselves. Now, it's not quite ready for full market prime time yet, but it is a promise of what we hope to bring you in the future. The second part of that, of course, is subscription. And we started subscription a number of years ago, and many millions of you have signed up and experienced the joy of being able to have full access to a great catalog of games. Today, we're announcing Origin Access Premiere. So 3 things you need to know about it. Origin Access Premiere will bring you all of our new PC games, starting with Madden NFL, back on the PC for the first time in over a decade. Then FIFA 19, Battlefield 5, and of course Anthem. And there'll be many more titles in the years to come. Second, you get access to the Vault, our library of over 100 games from EA and other publishers. And third, it will launch later this summer. So that's a little later in the year, but if you want to get started right now and experience the benefits and joys of subscription, come in and play a free trial of Origin Access, our base subscription, this weekend. Thank you and have a great show.
Okay. Also, it's a trailer for it's just another way for like if you got a chance, but I don't see you better real time when I hold that crown. My life been good and bad and all around. The more things I lost, the more I found. Came here ready to fight on this lane. You better just run for your life. That's definitely not bad. Again, it's more of that way. Which makes sense. Oh yeah, $10 a month. That feels a lot.
Hey everybody, what's up? So I'm here, sitting inside the crowd at EA Play, and I just happened to find Mr. Vince Zampella here in the audience from Respawn. What's going on, Vince? How you feeling today?
I'm feeling great. I love this stuff. I love seeing new games.
I mean, someone's super excited about that man on PC, right? Yeah! So, you guys may have seen that Vince was tweeting yesterday, and there has been a bunch of speculation. So, you want to just get right to it?
Sure. I mean, we're not ready to show all of our stuff yet. We're working on a bunch of stuff. It's amazing. The teams are kicking ass. But we wanted to bring a little tidbit. So we've been working with Lucas on getting the name and kind of the setting for what our Star Wars game is going to be, and we're going to talk about it right now.
Oh, you guys got any guesses? I bet you the internet is going wild right now.
I hope so. So the Star Wars name is Jedi Fallen Order.
Woo! So Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order.
Right. Yeah, so it kind of gives you some idea that you'll be playing a Jedi.
So does that mean I get to like hold a lightsaber?
Yes.
So Vince, you gotta know.
Well, it takes place during the dark times. Trying to be a little vague here, but when the Jedis are being hunted, so it's going to be spectacular.
So for all the hardcore nerds out there who want to know where in the timeline, between which episodes is it?
Between 3 and 4.
Okay, all right, between 3 and 4. That sounds like a nice time. Got any other tidbits?
It's not a nice.
It's a dark time.
It's a dark time.
Bad time. Does that mean it's going to just be all dark and serious?
It's amazing.
All right, so I think people are now anxiously want to know, when can we play the game?
Yeah, you.
It will be holiday of next year, 2019, not this year.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry to dash any hopes. But now that we know, we can set expectations. We're all going to be amped up, and hopefully we'll hear more from you maybe next year.
Oh, yeah.
Well, Vince, it was great to see you. Thanks for stopping by the show today. We do have a little bit more news on Star Wars, so I'm going to toss it over to Dennis.
It's a different Star Wars. Well, speaking of Battlefront.
Hello there. My name is Dennis. I work at DICE in Stockholm on Star Wars Battlefront 2. I'm really happy and excited to be here today, so thank you so much for hanging out with me for a little bit. So we launched our game in November of last year, and clearly we didn't get it quite right. So instead of coming out of the gate sprinting like we really wanted to, we had to take a step back and make sure that we were delivering the game that our players really wanted. So we decided to completely overhaul our progression system and add a bunch of new character cosmetics for players to collect instead. So from there, we added a new hunt mode inspired by the original Battlefront games that I loved personally, starting with the Ewoks on Endor. And thank you. It turned out to be by far the most popular update of the game, and the team loved building Ewok Hunt. So, as you might know, we're currently in our Han Solo season with content from the movie coming next week. It's headlined by the new planet Kessel, a really dangerous place, and it features the return of one of our favorite modes, Extraction. So looking forward a little bit, this summer we will be introducing a new squad system to the game, which will allow you to team up much easier and play with your friends. We're also adding a new Starfighter mode focused around dogfighting with your hero ships. And looking ahead a little bit more, we will also be delivering a new large-scale multiplayer sandbox experience focused around capturing command posts and attacking and taking out capital ships. But that's not all. We know that you have been asking for new heroes, villains, and planets from a certain era that features a very iconic Star Wars conflict. So I'm excited to confirm that Battlefront 2 this year will be going deep into the Clone Wars.
There we go. There we go.
It's only fitting that we begin on the planet Geonosis, featuring multiple levels, including the largest level we have ever built for Battlefront. So let's talk about the heroes and villains. First, let me introduce the most powerful droid, the leader of the most powerful droid army in the galaxy, General Grievous. And yes, he will be going up against my own personal favorite, Jedi Master Obi-Wan Kenobi. Finally making his debut in Battlefront after all these years. But we're not done. That's not it. They will not come alone. Joining them is the Dark Lord and leader of the Separatist Alliance, Count Dooku, as well as someone to bring balance to the Force, Obi-Wan's unruly Padawan, Anakin Skywalker. The team at home is extremely excited to be building all of these cool things. EA and DICE are committed to Battlefront. We had a rough start, but I really think that this game has a bright future Thank you very much for playing the game, providing us with your feedback, talking to us. Together, we will make this the greatest game that we can possibly build. There would be no Battlefront without you. So thank you, may the force be with you, and enjoy the rest of E3. Thanks.
You know, if they really become this, like, no Battlefront next year, no Battlefront 2 and making it better, I think that would be the best way.
Yeah.
Like, no Battlefront 3 next year, continue working on Battlefront 2. Oh my god, yes! I can get behind this.
Hi, it's really good to see you.
Yeah!
In Unravel, we used yarn to symbolize love and the bonds between people. In our new game, we tear that bond up right at the start. You lose everything, including your spark. But when things are at their darkest,
oh yeah!
Oh yeah! And you form a new bond, and your spark is rekindled, and it leads you off on an adventure. So welcome to Unravel 2.
Unravel 2!
It's a game about fresh starts and second chances. These two little souls who refuse to give up and who build something new and beautiful together. And the whole game is inspired by that spirit of optimism and togetherness. You see, it's all made to be played with two characters. You can play it alone, or you can play it in co-op with a friend, but there's always two characters there, sharing one yarn and working together to get through this adventure.
Oh, I really like that.
This game, it's quite different from the first. It's both friendlier and more challenging, but above all, it's a lot more playful. And we think it's a worthy successor. And I want to show it to you now, so I brought some help. So please welcome Michael to the stage. He's a producer at Coldwood. And we're going to try to show you a little bit of what I'm talking about how you can play the game in co-op with yourself, essentially.
So this wasn't prepared.
There we are.
Yeah.
So when you're playing it by yourself, you can essentially pick up the other character and carry them along through the more fast-paced segments of the game. And we actually tried to include a bit more of those because we figured that since it's a co-op game, we wanted to have more like thrill and danger and kind of wow moments, places that were like fun and exciting. And then when you get to the more puzzly areas like this, when you're problem solving, you can split apart into two and switch back and forth between the two characters, because that's how we've essentially designed all the problems and puzzles of the game, that you're always working together and helping each other out and utilizing this bond between you to overcome any obstacle that you come across. So I guess I'll jump in at this.
Yeah, come on. So I'm going to be the red one.
Okay.
You'll be the blue one.
I'll be blue. A little celebratory flip there. And the bird is back.
Oops.
Playing it safely now.
Oops.
I'll swing.
All right. Nice.
And I'll catch you. There you go.
Oh, cool.
Can I swing now? Okay, you go ahead.
Oh, that's cool.
So here it goes. Okay, this is the scary part. Let's see if we can. Got it? Oh, very nice. Oh, Buster. Oh, sweet. Well done. Okay, I'll go up and distract the grass. You can. I'll sneak up here. Okay, your turn.
Yeah, look at me. There you go.
keep him up to the left. Now I'll go.
All right. Now, here you go. There you go.
There we go, yeah!
Now we can breathe again.
Yeah, finally.
Or can we? So that's a quick little look at Unravel 2.
I like it. I like that game a lot.
Yeah, I really hope you like it. And before I go, I just want to send some love to the team back home, because working on this game has been a completely amazing team effort in so many levels, and everybody has worked so hard. So there's a bunch of us from Coldwood here, and thank you to those, and thank you to everybody back home, and thank you. Love you.
Thank you, Martin, and the brilliant team at Coldwood. The game is really strong. These guys have done an amazing job, and it's clear that they have a lot of passion, and I can't personally wait to play Unravel 2 with my kids. But what's even more amazing is that we will make Unravel 2 available to everyone today. Yep.
What?
You heard that right.
What?
You'll be able to take these two Yarnies on their next big adventure starting today. The game is finished, it's out.
What? What? Oh my God!
So thank you, Martin, and thank you to the team at Coldwood. Back in 2015, we started on this journey with the original Unravel to seek out the most creative, independent developers and bring them into our EA Originals program. It's been our way of helping these creators bring their unique games to the world and to tell their stories. And last year, if you remember, Joseph Fares was up here on stage representing his team at Hazelight.
Yeah, it is.
And I think we all kind of remember that. And you might even remember him from the Game Awards as well. I think I did. It's innovative, it's fun, and it's something fresh and new. And you all loved it. We saw over 2 million players in the first 2 weeks. And A Way Out is such a huge success that Joseph and his team are expanding and moving into a new studio. So stories like this drive our industry, and it's why we will continue to work with independent developers to help them realize their dreams.
What?
Which leads us to our next EA Originals title,
from a little game studio in Berlin called Joe My Games. When I met this team and I saw the game, I was instantly drawn to how personal this story was. It's one that carries a very powerful and important message, and it's unlike anything we have ever done. So please welcome Connie Gepper to the stage from Joe My Games to tell you more about Seed of Solitude.
Ooh. That is the one part about you that I
Thank you, Patrick.
Their originals.
I still remember during the pitch how enthusiastic Patrick was, and that afterwards, like, our whole team, including me, were super excited. It actually feels a little bit the same right now. I'm pretty excited, maybe a little too excited.
I love this. This is great. I love this. Every single time someone comes out on these boards,
we are a small indie game studio from Berlin, and we are developing Sea of Solitude, or SOS as we call it. The whole journey from the very first concept to actually becoming a part of EA Originals is simply amazing. Let me tell you more about our game. When humans get too lonely, they turn into monsters. This is at the core of everything you will see, hear, and hopefully feel while playing SOS. What makes this underlying concept so important and so unique is that nearly every human being can at least somehow relate to or remember the feeling of being lonely. In my case, I started writing the story when I felt the loneliest in my life. I think as an artist, you process your emotional world by letting it out and putting it into your art. I'm still amazed how the concept seems to just float out of me right into the hand and onto the paper. I think this is also why so many people can instantly connect with the game, because it's not a made-up story, even though that it takes place in a fantastic setting. In SOS, we try to show how people experience different kinds of loneliness, but also how outsiders, friends, and families see those who struggle. We achieve all this in playful ways so that players who wants to simply enjoy a fantastic experience can do so. But player who wants to look a bit deeper can reveal a whole emotional world beneath it all. Sea of Solitude is about a young woman named Kay who is suffering from such strong loneliness that her inner feeling, the darkness, the anger, the hopelessness, worthlessness, turns to the outside and she becomes a monster. The game is about finding out why this happened to her, but also how to turn her back into a human. Ultimately, the goal is to bring all those emotions into balance. Some needs to become bigger, some would be better off a little smaller, but to embrace even your destructive part or your self-doubt in the same way you embrace your joy or your hope. This is what being human is all about. And that's what our game is all about. Thank you.
Is this real?
This world that I live in is empty and cold. The loneliness cuts me and tortures my soul. I'm no child of destiny and no fortune's son. I've just chased you so long now, I'm too weak to run. A new day is here, but nothing is new. Alone in my room,
That does look beautiful.
I tremble for you.
I'm specific art style of it.
Yeah. But nowadays, my preference in games has always been leaning towards
I'm the one.
being style.
But I'm not the only one.
Show me what you can do.
We are the one. We can shut you down, and we can put you on an island. Crossover, gather, game. We're bomb. Be ready. Because we're coming at you with the squad. Say it how you want. Trust the process. Run as one. Call next. Or be the answer. As long as you hold your course.
Like the depression and loneliness. SOS are calling
Just remember though, wherever you call home, whatever your fit,
you can tell
however you ball, you are my court.
The presenter, like, really
I'm the
one big thing that I think.
And this
we saw
is
with
my squad.
The guy who was talking about Round 2 when he came out and he made a tiny little journey, and that was like he was explaining this, so on and so forth. I love that we were talking about this over NBA Live.
My name's Shea Kivlin, aka Young Kiv. I'm from Seattle, Washington. The only goal
I do like it
really to win the Mountain Cup.
Kiv's been going after our belt since 2016. At some point, he's going to need to get out of this quarterfinal and claim a major.
It's a big night for Young Kiv. He's been stuck at the quarterfinals.
And here he is now in his first championship game, looking to accomplish a goal.
34 throws it low. T.Y.
That was a phenomenal read, and Trini's got the lead.
40-19.
I hate losing way more than I love winning.
Oh, we have an incredible matchup. It's a rematch.
You get a belt.
Touchdown, Kev. He throws it high, and Young Kev is going to be your champion.
Can I play you again?
You want to get smacked again on TV?
Madden 18 champion.
He's finally done it.
Okay, baby, how you doing?
I've been good. You still recovering from that butt whooping?
Wow, already starting. Okay. Hi, everybody. I'm Juju Smith-Schuster from the Pittsburgh Steelers. As you guys can see, king of touchdown celebrations. That's pretty fire. I like that a lot. As you guys know, this is Young Kiv, Madden 18, Madden champion. Like, give it up for Young Kiv, y'all. Give it up.
I mean, good for him. Like, that's awesome. Did he win some money? Probably.
Young Kiv, how has it been? You know, your success and your path, you know, to where you're at today.
That's rad.
It's I've always been a competitor. When I was in high school, I was playing baseball. I hurt my arm. So then I picked up Madden, and at first I was really bad. I was getting blown out online, but I kept at it. I put more and more time into it. Eventually I made my first tournament, but I had a big decision. It was the same time as my graduation.
Wow, okay. So the key to be the #1 player in Madden is to hurt your arm in baseball. That's #1. #2, you said you had the decision to go to your graduation or go to a tournament. So, like, what did you do?
I chased that money. I still got my diploma, but I chased that money.
There you go. We're out here chasing money.
At least he still got his diploma. That's
awesome. Okay, now the past few years, how has it been for you? I know you had some ups and downs.
It's been tough. I've had a lot of devastating losses. I've been so close so many times. I made the final on TV and got blown out by all those losses. It made me gain a lot of mental toughness, and that's why I got this belt.
That's awesome. That belt is so amazing. There's a lot of, bling on that belt for you. Well, today, EA Play, first look at the Madden 19 trailer. Super excited. It's going to be so fun. It's lit. I honestly wish I can stay right here and talk to you guys forever, but I'm not going to board you guys. We're going to go out. I'm going to try to take this belt, round 2. So we're out. Have a good day.
You're just trying to run away from him, man. Just let him. You just go, here you go. Like, oh, man.
You've worked your whole life to get to moments like these. To the very top of the mountain. You battled through the pain and failure. All just to get to this place where you've been told legends are born. You fall so you can rise. And you rise so that you can truly see. See that it was really never about reaching the end of the road at all. But about all the moments that got you here. So, you were in their position. Would you let the moment define you? Or will you define the moment?
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Nathanius, professional shoutcaster, here alongside Redwood Studios General Manager Michael Martinez. How you doing today?
I'm super excited to be here.
Yeah, we're going to do this presentation a little bit differently and give you your first look at a brand new mobile game in a live, winner-take-all, head-to-head match. Michael, why don't you tell us the rules?
What? Sure thing. The objective is straightforward. Destroy the opponent's base to win. Unit control, super simple. Just tap the destination, unit automatically moves there. The most efficient way to destroy the opponent's base is with this giant nuclear missile in the center of the map. Control the missile by standing on a majority of the control points. A bar fills up while the missile is possessed. Whoever controls the missile when the bar fills up will fire the missile. It takes 2 missiles to destroy the enemy's base and win. That's it.
Sounds great, Michael. Well, enough talking about it. Let's get to this match.
Absolutely.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have an awesome matchup lined up for you here today. Fighting for the blue side of the room, if you could please give a cheer for one of the most formidable RTS players there is. Make some noise for In Control.
Yes.
His opponent, fighting for the red side of the room, a competitive really mobile gaming phenomenon. No, please join me in welcoming to the stage Nick at Night.
What? I mean, okay.
Now, Mike, it's going to be a real clash of these gaming styles and the competitive backgrounds that these players have. It should be a great match.
It really is. I can't wait.
All right. Are the players ready? Let's get this thing going.
Ready to go. I'm ready to go. Let's do it.
All right, let's kick this off. Nice little strategy game for those of you out there. It's a good genre. I'm very excited for this. The players are loading in, and we are ready to get
Here we go.
off. The players' bases have been deployed, and the action begins like any strategy game. Economy will be the focus. We have a harvester to start things off. Nothing too crazy.
Too crazy.
Now the infantry is going to come out to hold that top point. Both players, of course, trying to take that position. Nick and Knight being able to reach it a little bit first in a strategy game. That flank position, that In Control is going from the top side, also very important as Nick and Knight's forces have to circle around the center.
Right, let's see if he's able to create a 2-on-1. Is he able to get there? Looks like he's getting there. Here comes GDI with a Rhino. It's going to rip up his infantry.
Going for the anti-infantry, and like any strategy game, the units that you're going to use when you deploy them will have a huge impact. Your micromanagement of your forces and protecting that economy as well.
Yep, Nick and Knight with some attack bikes in the top. There he is.
And In Control placing the turret on the top right side to help cover that Rhino as attack bikes move towards the northwest position. We can see that the missile is beginning to ready and firing that. That takes out half your base. The most important objective on the map is to hold those control zones.
Right. And In Control making a lot of progress to that far right side of the map.
He's done a great job of holding that down with the turret, and now he's redeploying his vehicles to the south side, bringing out more infantry to deal with the attack bikes. And as that economy ramps up, of course, we're seeing bigger, more powerful units come out. We have there the drill pod coming in the left side to help flank those
some flamethrowers. Right, absolutely. Again, those are going to tear through those infantry.
Yeah, and In Control brings out his first tank. That's going to be used to try and help push back these smaller forces as he makes his way to the south side. That missile passing halfway now. Both two zones in control of Nick at Night. He will have the missiles. We see it starts to point towards In Control's base.
Let's see if
In Control can get around to that top corner, able to halt that missile. He does contest the missile, putting it into the yellow position.
Yeah, very important, of course. Blocking the pathing of those units is another big factor for this strategy. Holding those locations is so crucial as In Control begins to secure the northwest spot. Another tank's going to come out from Nick at Night to take it out, but now he's bringing out the Pitbull as well to help lock down that north position.
This missile is very, very close to firing. Let's see what's going to happen.
With another turret, In Control flanks. He takes the top, that missile,
and that
fires. Off.
Wow.
And Nick at Night, one shot away from being knocked out here, as the next one will start to ready up in just a moment's time. In Control's very heavy artillery forces are doing a great job at taking control of the map.
Yep.
And we can see as more of Nick and Knight's forces move up towards that north position, those harvesters, of course, very crucial, very important to protect those, as your economy allows you to get these big late-game units. The units are going to come out a bit more slowly as you get more of them on the field. But In Control is just spreading his forces out, trying to hold this advantage that he's had so far.
Nick at Night is trying to get in there, but there's a great turret placement from In Control, blocking and just ripping through again those infantry.
And we see In Control now moving his way towards this
another drill pod we're seeing with some flame tanks.
Yeah, bring in the flame. Of course, those flame guys do amazing damage to the infantry, help to clean that out. Meanwhile, two more tanks coming out from Nick at Night to try and secure those positions. He brings out the laser infantry on the south side as well to deal with that tank. Going for counters, trying to scout out and see what your opponent is doing and make the proper response is so important in strategy.
Absolutely. Nick at Night cruising around, thinking about harassing those harvesters, coming around the far side for those rhinos. It looks like he's really pressing it.
And we see that missile is starting to get close to firing with
this.
3 zones In Control for Nick and Knight, looking to set things back the other way. In Control trying to rally his forces around. He doesn't want to engage with just 1 or 2 units. He wants to move all of them together, create a good flank position, and take over that south.
And we're seeing the first mech unit from In Control. This is the Wolverine. Gonna rip, and this little watch out through this missile.
And Nick and Knight's gonna fire that one off and settle for next missile is gonna end it.
Next missile wins. Let's see what happens.
We'll have control. The Wolverines, as you pointed out, for In Control coming out to try and deal with these forces. But Nick at Night's done a great job of getting map presence and now also harassing the economy of In Control.
Yep. Wow. Okay, we've got our first mammoth tank on the board. If In Control can get this in position, he's going to do some serious damage.
That missile just past halfway ready. He's also bringing out his first air unit to deal with those.
A lot going on here.
It's got a lot of range, that big boy, and In Control just needs to hold.
This missile is nearly going to fire.
It can be stolen at any point.
Where's it going to go? Is he going to be able to get it off?
He's got it, Max.
There it is!
He's going to take it. Defeating Nick at
Night. That was epic. Amazing. What a match. Thank you so much.
That was awesome.
Any thoughts, guys?
I just came to make mammoth tanks, so I've done my job.
Yeah, absolutely.
That was awesome. We saw a little bit of everything right there.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Let's hear it for Nathanius, Nick at Night, and In Control. Ladies and gentlemen, what you just saw was the worldwide reveal of Command & Conquer Rivals.
What? They're Command & Conquer?
Rivals reimagines the real-time strategy experience for mobile. We're giving players complete, continuous control of their armies.
What?
In quick, competitive head-to-head matches that are fueled by skill and strategy.
Well,
now, Rivals will be coming to iOS and Android devices, but I'm excited to announce that Android players can play the pre-alpha today. So head to the Google Play Store, search Command & Conquer Rivals. The studio has been having an absolute blast playing this game, and we can't wait for you to play. Please let us know what you think. Thank you.
Oh, what do we got here? Great lure for me.
Command & Conquer for a new generation. Now, before we close the show with a spectacular, epic anthem, I wanted to share a few final things. I am blessed to be able to work with some of the most creative people on the planet who come to work every day to create amazing entertainment. And what I can say about all of those teams, and what I can say about us, is that we are always trying to learn and listen and strive to be better. And so, as you look at the 10 experiences that you're going to see today, and as you play games this week, there's some things we hope come through. First, that at the very core is choice. Is that you as players get to choose how you play, what you play, when you play, and what devices you play on. That in making those choices, you feel you are treated fairly. That no one is given an unfair advantage or disadvantage for how they choose to play. That for every moment that you invest, we know that you put so much of your life into the games we make, and that for every moment that you invest, you feel like you are rewarded and you are given value for that investment. And most importantly, that the games are fun, that we move past the grind, and that these are experiences that truly enhance your lives. And so, as we think through all the things that we're trying to do, know that we want to be better, and that we want to make great games. And that as much as we love making games, and as much as you love playing them, there's something that is even greater that we can do together. The power of this community when we come together to do amazing things is profound. Last weekend was the 3rd year of our Play to Give program, where we show the world how the power of play can be a positive force for social impact. Millions of you out there participated in 9 in-game challenges in our games, logging millions of hours in support of Play to Give. And to celebrate that, we contributed a total of $1 million to 3 charities that share our vision for a more inclusive world. A world where representation and equality are not something we strive for, they are the standards. And where bullying and exclusion are not an everyday threat. These 3 organisations, the United Nations He for She, PACE's National Bullying Prevention Centre, and Ditch the Label, an anti-bullying organisation, all are doing great work, and we're proud to support them through Play to Give. And thank you for your support. Thousands of us at EA and millions of you together doing immeasurable good because we love games. Thanks for being with us, and thanks for the incredible privilege of making games for all of you. Now, without further ado, let's take a look at Anthem.
All right. Which is what we're all here to see.
The gods vanished
I like how hard they're walking back that movie.
and left our world in chaos. Creating, altering, destroying. The anthem is all that remains.
There's a storm coming. These walls can't protect us forever.
Iron Man almost. Yes.
Something is out there. It wants to destroy us all.
Yeah. Now I can get excited. Yeah. Cool. Next class. differentiate yourself from Destiny?
I
know. That's
How
the
cool was that
one thing that
trailer? You guys have seen it a couple times, and it's still cool every time I see it. So I know all of you, like me, have had tons of questions about Anthem since last year because we're all BioWare fans. So we're going to do something a little bit different for the rest of the show, and we're going to take a deep dive into Anthem. So I'm going to bring out some members of the BioWare team to chat with us. Ladies and gentlemen, please give a warm welcome to Casey Hudson, Mark Dara, and Kathleen Rutzard. Thanks, guys. Thanks for coming out today. Just got a little game to show, right?
Yep.
It's going to be very exciting. So, Casey, we're going to go ahead and just jump right in and get started with you. So now, we know that you all started, or Casey, you started your career at BioWare way back in the day, but you took a couple years off. But before you came back, you actually worked on Anthem before you left.
Yeah, that's right. First of all, it's amazing to be back. It's awesome to be making games for BioWare fans. We have the best fans, so it's been super satisfying to come back to it. And I just want to be able to continue the legacy of the studio, and that's kind of where it started with Anthem. Is just thinking about, what is the evolution of a BioWare game, and we wanted to create a brand new world for people to discover. A whole new world of story and character. But we also wanted to do something that was, more of a dynamic and living world, and a game that would change every time you came back and played it. We also wanted to do something where, if you wanted to invite your friends into it, then you could do that as well. So that was really the initial vision of the game, not an MMO, not a multiplayer game with stories sort of bolted on the side, but something new and different, and I think the team has really captured that vision over the years.
Your fans really love the stories from BioWare, but I think we're kind of curious how you're planning to make story work in this shared world.
So a great story for BioWare is really about characters that you can have a connection with, choices you get to make, and feeling like the story is about you. In a lot of multiplayer games, those things get diluted because you're mixing multiplayer and storytelling into the same areas. Now you can build a solution to that, but you have to really build it into the core of the game. And that's what we've tried to do with Anthem. It's what we call our world, my story. So when you're out in the open world, the world is really dangerous, and you're focused on your mission. And this is where other players get to play with you. The thing that's really interesting about this, it's unique for Anthem, is that this is a living shared world. So whether there's weather or it's nighttime, what we're experiencing together. Everyone that's playing Anthem at a moment is seeing the same thing. And this is what we mean when we talk about our world. It's a shared world that we all experience together. But then when I finish my mission, I come back to a base like Fort Tarsus. And this is a single player experience. I turn in my rewards, I talk to some characters, I experience the choices of my action. And this is where your story really lives and breathes.
I like that.
And by doing it this way, we're able to combine that impact and agency of a single-player story with the fun of teaming up with your friends to play co-op in combat.
And we're also designing it so that we can add story for years to come. So one of the first things that we hear when from our community is they want to continue to play in our worlds. When they've finished Mass Effect or Dragon Age, players want more story. And so we've designed Anthem in a way that we can actually add more story for years to come. And it could be anything. A new moment with a character that you've grown to love, or an event in the world that deepens the lore, or an entirely new storyline and plot.
Well, I'm certainly not going to complain about more story. I don't think anybody out there is going to either. So, Kathleen, I wanted to ask you, from a writing perspective, since you are the lead writer, can you speak to what it's like to create a new world like Anthem from the beginning?
Well, what's really exciting for us, and not just the writers, but all of the devs, the designers, the artists, is that we're creating something new and mysterious for players to discover. So at the heart of the premise of Anthem is a world left unfinished by the gods. But the gods left behind their massive tools, and those tools are in constant conflict with this unknowable force called the Anthem of Creation. And the chaos of those things pushing against each other means that the world is constantly being reshaped in new and unpredictable ways.
Yeah, violent storms, mutated creatures, gigantic monsters. It's a dangerous environment that you need to wear a suit of powered armor, a javelin, to be safe in.
Now, something I think a lot of players out there maybe don't stop to think about is just how much work goes into creating a new intellectual property, or IP, as we've been saying. Now, we've seen all these different creatures, and Mark, you mentioned the storms. What's the process of creating a game like from scratch?
Yeah, it's something we've done a few times at BioWare. And really the hardest part is getting started, just kind of getting off the blank page. So what we try to do is we think about the new experiences that we're trying to unlock for players. So what is the fantasy fulfillment? What are the new things you actually get to go and do that are different from what you've played before? So that's where we start. And then once we think about those things, that's the power of creating new IP, especially for games, is that you actually get to build a whole fictional universe that's meant to bring out a certain experience. And then once we do that, then we still need to build all the rest of the stuff, and what unlocks us creatively is to think about principles around art style, tone, and even the technology and the politics of our new world. And then from there we can actually go and build out every last detail.
Yeah, and one of the unique challenges for Anthem is that it's a world, an experience that's meant to feel alive, like it's happening right now. And so the world is always changing, weather, the storms, seasons, and it's a really great concept to write for, because what it means is it gives us the opportunity to drop into the world, almost in real time, a dramatic event that changes the world for everyone. And that could be anything from gameplay to lore.
I mean, all of the moving parts in the dynamic world sound really cool, the way that they sound like they're going to come together. But even though there's obviously a lot going on, it really all comes back to your character. So let's talk about who we're going to be playing as and why we're fighting these crazy beasts.
So you are a freelancer, uniquely skilled to pilot these javelin exosuits. And you need those suits to survive and fight in this world, because the world will kill you. But on top of that, our ancient rivals, the Dominion, they've discovered a way, they think, to weaponize the Anthem of Creation. And so we need to stop them and protect the free people of Tarsus.
Now, I've heard you call this power armor a couple different things. Is it a suit? Is it a javelin? What's the canon term here?
We call them javelins, and there are 4, and they each have unique abilities. There's the Ranger, and then there's the Colossus, the Interceptor, and finally the Storm.
Nope, never mind.
Yeah, so each javelin gives you a different way to play the game. But the thing to remember is, like Kathleen said, you're not your suit. You are a freelancer, a pilot, which means you can decide which suit you want to use based on your mood, based on the mission you want to engage in, or the javelins that your friends are using. So really what this allows us to do is we built the suits to look like they're built from the materials of the world. So they each have their own unique abilities. So let's take a look at the Ranger now. The Ranger is a more generalized suit, able to do a lot of different things, really designed for up-close and personal combat, one-on-one for the most part. The Colossus is heavier, more specialized, but able to really pack in big weapons that let them devastate the battlefield.
I know that's your noise.
I'm just going to say the Storm looks like it's going to be my favorite. I'm sure you guys out there are picking your faves right now, too. So the javelins look awesome, but we're going to take a couple questions right now. So Casey tweeted, some of you may have seen, asking for people out there to send us your questions. And the first one is going to be from @It'sSweetNicole, who asks, as a player who is all about making their character their own, what kind of customization options will be available in Anthem?
Yeah, so we really want players to express themselves, both through customizing the way their javelin plays, through gear and weapons, but also being able to personalize the way that it looks, both through paint jobs as well as changing the actual geometry of the suit itself. We want teams to be able to do this as well. And because you're going to be using a javelin for a long period of time, we really want you to be able to make it your own.
I'm glad you brought that up because actually, Jay Legato has a question connected to customization. Monetization. How, when, loot box, cosmetics.
There we go.
Yeah, so we are going to have some cosmetics and vanity items that you'll be able to purchase, but you're always going to know what you're going to buy before you spend any money on it. So no loot boxes, no ability to pay for power. So that means no ability to spend money on gameplay advantage at all within Anthem. But even more important than that, we want to make sure that Anthem is an immersive experience that feels like it's complete from the get-go. So that means a main story, a big open world, and an ongoing service that provides new content for a long period of time. New story, new experiences for everyone.
Well, I'm glad to hear that I can make my javelin pink. That's really all I wanted to know, I'm going to be honest. All right, Casey. We talked earlier about this being a co-op experience. So can you tell me a little bit about how the team gameplay in Anthem's going to work?
Yeah, it really is about, the fun of teaming up as a team of superheroes and working together. So you want to get a few people together of different classes. So, I think here we're going to see the Colossus, just hammering people on the ground in gameplay, if we can have a look at that. So heavy artillery, being really strong, in melee combat. And then here you've got the Ranger shooting down from above. And then they're using combos and special abilities and stuff like that. But what I love is you don't just run around, you're swimming and flying as well.
So it's interesting because the Slate Tones wants to know, how will you balance multiplayer with single-player storytelling?
So Anthem's really built around trying to combine the impact of having your own personal story with the fun of playing with other players. But we really want to make sure that that playing with other people feels like a choice. So for people that want to just experience the story, you're going to be able to do that. Now, going out into an open world like this by yourself is going to be a little bit more challenging than if the team of 4 people. And we've really tried to balance the co-op experience to be fun, even for people that don't normally engage in this kind of thing. So I really hope that everyone at least gives co-op a try.
Okay, that's good to know. If you want to roll solo, you can, but it's just going to be a little bit more difficult. Well, I know you all are on the edges of your seats. How about we show a little gameplay? Yeah? You guys want that? All right, so Kathy, I think you're going to set this up for us?
I will. So, you and your friends have decided to play a mission called Scars and Villainy. The Scars have put together an acid-based super weapon, so you got to take them out. So you start in the Strider, which is like a giant walker, and it's your forward base of operations. You have a conversation with your crew, Halleck, Faye, and Owen, and you'll hear Owen. He's going to talk us through the mission as we experience it here. And yeah, then you just get into your javelin suit and you head out with your friends.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Mark, Casey, Kathleen, for talking to me about Anthem today. We're going to go ahead and roll the gameplay now. Enjoy, everybody.
But not done. Exactly. Which maybe that. Ooh, new logo. Oh, maybe they're going to talk about
Freelancer, time to get to work.
Faye said these bastards made some kind of acid. They're using it as a weapon. So, find where they're making this garbage and shut it all down.
Okay, here we go. Good to see Colossus gameplay. Well, the javelin's what the yeah, the
Owen, what's the plan here?
Picking up loads of scars nearby. Take a look around the area, but be careful.
Right. Checking out the scar camp some more.
Look at all the weapons! Oh, and the turrets! Better move quickly.
If you want mobility, that's what the range is.
Oh, that's good. There you go. That makes Colossus hit another kid. Yep, see?
I will tank the damage.
There's a shaker relic. Wait, something's odd. Get a closer look, would you?
If I could just be a mech
See those
wizard?
radiant pieces of energy?
Yes,
They're echoes
please.
from the Anthem of Creation. Loads of scars.
That is one thing I've never
Be
gotten.
careful.
Like, you can be a tiny little mobile mech. You can go ahead and be a big tank mech. But if I can be like a mech wizard, that's new. I can get behind that. Really good.
Return them to the relic. You've got to silence it fast.
Oh yeah! That's what I want! That's what I want! I can fucking teleport! That's what I want! You just go zing and just, oh, that's great!
It's got silence. Disaster averted. Do you think we get a bonus for... Wait, something's happening.
What the hell was that?
I think that was whatever laid all the eggs around here. The sound came from below your position.
Ooh, it's like, I'm gonna get down there!
On the plus side, this definitely counts toward hazard pay. There's a trail of this acid gunk leading down. Follow it, and we should find the source.
Is it big pains?
Big
Ways
pains.
to get in my Colossus and find a big pains.
Big pains. Come on.
Yeah, go first.
Go first. That's right.
If I can name mine, what name it? Go first.
Go first. So you're gonna name him Big Pain?
No.
It's
a big pain! Yeah! You got cool, you got you.
Oh God. Yeah. This I'm way more excited for this than I was even when Destiny first showed up.
Yeah.
Oh my God, yes.
How cool was that?
Wow.
So hype, you guys.
Yep, and that was actually just a short version of the full demo that we brought here to LA. So if you want to come by the Anthem Theater here at EA Play, you can check out the game live.
So I'm sure the question on everyone's minds, when do we get to play?
So Anthem comes out February 22nd,
yes!
2019.
Yes!
On Xbox One, PlayStation 4,
That's
and
my birthday month! Yes!
Calendars, everybody. Fire off your tweets. Thank you so much again to Casey and the entire BioWare team. I know you guys had that awesome theater outside, so I will see you guys there.
All right.
Give it up for Casey Hudson, everybody.
I love it. He's like, you want to get help in this game? We're not going to put it down in
I also want to give a big thank you to all of the developers who showcased their games today and everybody working hard at their studios back home around the world. Let's give them all a round of applause. Now, some of what you saw today, you guys have to wait to play. But you guys, EA has so much available right now. Now, for those of you keeping score, you can get your free trial of FIFA 18's World Cup today. And Andrew told us about the free trial of Origin Access. Yarny is back with a buddy in Unravel 2, which is also available today.
Right now.
Plus, you can take on your friends in Command & Conquer Rivals starting today as well. Now, that's a lot of available stuff that's out today. Is anybody ready to go home and download anything? No? You're like, I just want to go outside into the fan fest. I get it. So, I want to let you guys know to keep your streams going because in just a few moments, the FIFA 18 World Cup live tournament is going to begin. I'm going to head outside and check out the games, but I want to thank everybody for coming down to EA Play today and watching the press conference, and have a great weekend.
That's the end. That's it. You're like,
I'm not about to watch it. I was hyped about him. Maybe I was a little cautious.
Yeah, like I was.
Now my hype is.
Oh, for me, I was so like, because it just felt looked way too much like that.
I'm here here.
But there you go. All right. So that was EA's press conference. So let's go ahead and get back over to our window. Boop.
Bam.
Bam.
Oh, wait, give it a
Give it a little bit of time. No, there's a little bit of lag, but it's all good. We'll transfer over. I know you're seeing everything happen. There we go. Yeah. All right. So, where to begin? First, let's go ahead and talk about Anthem.
Let's just ignore everything else and talk about it.
That's kind of the whole.
Yeah, one, it was the marquee thing. It was,
yeah,
it was the thing they most needed to land, and a lot of the stuff I have to say about EA in this press conference didn't have too much to do with video games outside of Anthem. You know, the surprises for me were, if things continue on the way that they seem to be going, I might just buy Battlefront.
Yeah, I agree.
And, Anthem living up to what I wanted it to be.
Exactly. Like what, and I will, let's kind of go through everything. So we opened with Battlefield, which definitely looks good.
I like it, but there's nothing new I can really say about it.
Mm-hmm.
It very much so is sort of settling into that. One, I like the fact that they confirmed that all the stuff that was there was just player choices, cosmetics and things.
Yeah.
So that you build the person you want, the soldier you want. And I will never, ever in my life, bitch whenever a company decides to give me a choice as to how I want to play my goddamn video game.
So you think that Spectre and everyone who was mad about the reveal event can now just shut their face about? Come on, Mark, tell me.
It's just what are you mad about, man? World War II is World War II. There are a lot of people living in a lot of places doing a lot of stuff in World War II.
Do you think that with that choice that that even with the choice that you can play as a woman or not, it shouldn't even be there? Or you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I understand what you're saying, and I'm sure Spectre and I will have arguments about it in the future, but it's bullshit.
No, I get you.
Why would you be mad that I have the opportunity to play a guy that I want? What I'm gonna fucking make just pick or make up some relative distant person to a Tuskegee Airman, and then play him. Mm-hmm. And then just dogfight people.
There you go.
That's what I'm excited to do.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's dogfights. That's exactly what
that's what I want. And the game gave me a choice to be able to do that.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what that's the type of stuff that I'm never going to be mad about. And people that want to get mad about, sometimes stuff can be forced. I'm not going to deny that. Sometimes, you take stuff that certain people groups just weren't in, and you just try to jam it in there for points.
Mm-hmm.
But I do not like that. I don't. On the record, I don't like when you just smash.
What's an example that you could give for that? A game that does that.
Of a game?
Or just something.
Just something. Really enough with Battlefield, this is sort of the first time that it feels very apparent that or at least that a lot of people have complained about on the onset. But my day job is comic books, and that's a whole another shit stuff.
Yes.
That's what I do that's what I do for a day job.
Yeah.
And that comes with its own veritable minefield of who's doing what for what reasons, and I'm enjoying the fact that all these people are popping up, and all the cool story potential I've been wanting to see these characters change for years. Versus, whether or not they're being used to their maximum effectiveness, and whether or not they're just there for points.
Sometimes throwing a diversity character into a comic or into
just for the sake of them being there. And sometimes there are times where it works out. It works out great, and I'm But sometimes.
But it's because of the story that's written around it,
absolutely.
not just like, oh, hey, here's like totally awesome Hulk. It's an Asian boy, and he's an Asian boy because we need to put an Asian Hulk.
No, it depends. Like if you read the story and you dig it, you know what I'm saying.
There you go.
Cool. But like,
I'm just
I got you. Yeah. The bulk of what you know about comics is through me.
Yes, very much so. Yes.
But when it comes down to like video games, like if it's just for the sake of giving me a choice, fuck yeah, let's go. Yeah, let's do it. And like people who want to be mad about it, like, dude, do you think that only white dudes were affected by World War II? That's the reason why I kind of dig the war stories. And I don't know if that's like an angle that that DICE is trying to go with here, where it's like, we're not trying to tell you about D-Day. We're not trying to tell you about the London Blitz. We're not trying to tell you, like,
about Battle of the Bulge.
Yeah. We don't want to have you creeping around the streets in the stealth section during the Night of Long Knives.
Well, it's also because we have seen it done.
Yeah, we've seen
God knows how many times.
So, like, to just sort of to see how it affects, I'm not seeing a lot of like war-torn, Europe. I'm seeing a lot of countrysides.
Yeah.
I'm seeing a lot of, small towns. I'm seeing a lot of, just like farming communities and things like that.
Yeah.
Which leads me to sort of speculate and believe that this isn't going to be a game about World War II dealing with the massive conflicts that, like, people make documentaries about. It's going to be about the human, the human sort of like side of it that doesn't involve a soldier element. There can be soldiers around because, like, there are military deployments everywhere.
Yeah.
But for the most part, like, if you were just living in a community, if you were just living in a town, that didn't stop, the Nazis from rolling through. Like, I always got more pumped. This is going to sound terrible as a sentence, but I will attempt to explain it. But I always got more, like, satisfaction out of stories, like an Anne Frank or an Oscar Schindler.
Yeah.
Where it's like, yo, I got you, cool. You're British forces. You're practically the three lions on the flag. Like, let's go. And yeah, America. And woo, Eisenhower.
Yeah.
But for me, I always liked when, it was a story about humans who didn't have, who weren't hardened into soldiers, who suddenly have to face, the Nazis, like a Nazi threat. Like people are not soldiers naturally.
Yeah.
So when you put people into those scenarios, what kind of things can you bring out of people? And I'm excited to explore that type of a story, and I'm excited to see what elements DICE will decide to bring, because regardless of how you feel about the quality of a lot of like the games that have come out, I've always very much so enjoyed the storytelling ability of DICE whenever they decide to lean into it.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree with you there. But so Battlefield 5 does definitely look good. Even with the reveal of it, me personally, I was like, oh, this looks really good. And then when I've talked about it with Spectre, I was actually surprised with how much he was like, oh my god. So I'm like, wow, okay. So I mean,
it's Spectre.
I understand. Again, like, but like again, I did not know that it was coming from that. You know what I'm saying? But again, I would definitely love to have you and Spectre kind of duke it out about that. That'll definitely be interesting.
Yeah, that's the back and forth.
Exactly. That's definitely good. But let's move on. So then we got I believe it was FIFA next.
Yeah, don't care.
Which again, awesome, good.
Happy it makes EA a bunch of money.
Yep.
I hope EA keeps making a bunch of money so that every once in a while they'll let DICE make a Mirror's Edge game.
There you go.
So it can fail critically, but I'll love it.
I'll love it. Me and Mark will play the crap out of Mirror's Edge, and only us will buy it.
Only us.
Only us.
Getting brand new, still in the cellophane copies of Mirror's Edge Catalyst for use because they're just like they're still in the store
that are like $10 or $15 pre-owned.
That's fucking
awesome. So we got that. Then what we got? What was it? Battlefront next?
Yeah,
I believe so. Yeah. So
Grievous is my favorite. Like they announced Clone Wars, and I was like. I said it in my head. I should have said it out loud. I was like, I'm going to be so fucking pumped if they put Grievous in it.
Yep.
Because Grievous is like my favorite.
And Dooku is mine. I love Dooku.
From the moment I saw General Grievous, I like as a lad watching the prequels.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, yo! And then he went out like a bitch. But then he was cool in the Clone Wars show.
Yes.
So I was like, oh man, this is the stuff I want to see.
And for me, like I love Count Dooku. I love his like fighting style where he's just a fencer. Mm-hmm. That's all he is, and I just love how just classy and elegant and just very like
Christopher Lee, man.
Yeah, like he's fantastic. He doesn't need to do much. Yes, he went out like a bitch too in episode 3, but still, both of our favorite characters just got their shit pushed in every way. I'm like
raw dog.
Oh man,
but like yeah, I'm very excited. The Clone Wars is one of those like it's a conflict that like I really enjoy. You know, and
I like the Clone Wars.
From Jump Street, I've always very much so enjoyed that whole saga and just seeing how that I almost can I can say I like the Clone Wars as a whole and complete narrative more than I like the mainline Star Wars film.
Oh yeah. Now are we talking about the
now I mean like the whole total.
So both of them. So both the 2D animation and the Clone Wars that are canon. Okay, just want to make sure because I agree totally. I love both of them.
Because that it's so fun. It still manages to surprise you. You have all this room to see all these cool characters and do all this cool stuff with those characters. Even though you know what Anakin's gonna do and you know how Obi-Wan's gonna end up. But it's like cool. You can see like Ahsoka and all these other people who are like getting into making their mark.
And you can see like kind of like why Obi-Wan becomes who he does, who he becomes in Episode 3. And like you can see like how he like I think he falls in love with the head of the Mandalorians. Like Darth Maul comes back. You can see Ventress's backstory, like all that stuff.
You see all these people, and I can't wait to not at all explore that, but fight on the planets where those things happen.
Yes.
Also, real man, young Lando, my G, I never need another hero again.
That's right. That's right.
Whoa, man. Little Lando with it. Now, like from this point forward, I need if you play as Lando, I'm going to need for just around the map as an Easter egg for L3 to just be like running around screaming at like doof droids.
Yes, you are greater than this. You are greater than this.
And then for her to get super wrecked, and then all of a sudden I can't play as Lando anymore. Spoilers.
Either you have seen Solo or you haven't. We did, and I like it. I loved it. It was great.
I do like it.
I will be part of the camp that had a great time with Solo. But anyway, but how do you feel with Battlefront? Like, so they already did the massive overhaul. Everything.
Hey. I always love it. I always love it when a company goes, we fucked it up, and then they go, well, let's try and do our piece to fix it.
Yep.
Because trying to ignore it and moving forward would have been the wrong play.
Exactly.
So they came up, they apologized about it. They were like, hey, well, let's turn it into this. I have no problem paying for like cosmetics.
Mm-hmm.
I will pay for cosmetics. I'm a big fan of Elder Scrolls Online. Play a lot of Elder Scrolls Online.
Mm-hmm.
I'll blow a lot of money on cosmetics.
Mm-hmm.
So, with me, like I have no issue with that, you know. But when they were talking about how they realized how there was, you know, some problems that were being caused within the community over the game, how they've like started forging whole new modes and things to do. I'm very excited to sort of see how it progresses. I shouldn't say very excited. My interest is piqued to see how it progresses.
I agree.
And if it keeps going in a way that it looks like I like, which, you know, they don't try to make another Battlefield this year. They just really try and flesh this out and get it to be the best game it can be. If they keep rolling out some I'll see how it looks in the next few balance updates over the coming year.
Yep.
But if it keeps going at this clip, I'll own Battlefront 2.
I'd
say in 2019, I'll be pretty sure I'll own it. And
I do agree. And as we said during the press conference, you know, I said that what would be best for them is that if they just, with the Respawn announcing that, you know, what was it, Jedi Dark, or what was it?
Fallen Order?
Yeah, Jedi the Fallen Order. Yeah, Fallen Order. Which, that game sounds good, but again, that's just a name, and it's made by Respawn. So that could mean literally anything. So again, that'll be very interesting. But what makes it interesting, because we know it'll come out next year, and they're shooting for the fall. But again, we'll see it next year. Which
secret sequel to Jedi Academy.
Which, if it is, I'll be excited.
Yeah.
We'll see with that. Again, the big thing for me, I love Star Wars, and I've always, when EA got the rights to Star Wars, I was very like, I don't know how I feel. Battlefront 1 came out, and they kept talking about it, I got really excited. The game comes out, it's a skeleton of a game. Then Battlefront 2, and now with Battlefront 2, I might actually have to take back what I've been saying about this game, and I might actually pick up this game probably when when that update hits, when like Dooku and Grievous and you know, oldish Obi-Wan and oldish. I can't say old man Obi-Wan because then the old man Obi-Wan is the original. Yeah, you get what I'm saying with Anakin too.
Ewan McGregor Obi-Wan.
I can actually get behind that, and if they just continue putting out new updates, continuing to support the game, and next year they just continue supporting Battlefront 2 more, and we only get that, like, you know, the Jedi Fallen Order 1, and then that's it. If they just have Battlefront 2 just be like, all right, we're just going to put all of our focus into Battlefront 2. We're going to keep making this game better. We're going to balance this game out. We're going to give you more stuff. We're going to give you more classes. We're going to give you more guns. We're going to give you more characters to play as. If they continue doing that, then I can actually be like, you know what? Yeah. And I'm already taking back what I've said, where I'm like, I cannot get behind Battlefield, Battlefront 2.
I also enjoy how much EA decided to just address it head on. It's like, yo, obviously, there is no way that we're going to be able to put in monetization as we've been trying to not blow it up. So, let's try and do something a little different. And I said before, they needed to make great games. And, you know, I believe that Battlefront 2 was indeed a good game.
Yeah.
But, like, the only thing that people could stand to complain, I just didn't want to support EA because of how it was handling its players.
I agree.
And I didn't want to, whether, like, indirectly, like, condone that.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I hate how you treat people, but I'll still pay for it.
Exactly. I agree.
So now that it's stopped, and now that it's, the focus is being shifted elsewhere, absolutely, I can start like looking at how things get received and then putting money in.
Everyone, EA does deserve, some of the flack that they've gotten, but if they go, which in this press conference they did address, even the CEO went, we messed up, we made mistakes, we're going to change that. Hence, look at the 10 games they did. We probably spent 5 to 10 minutes, somewhere in that range, on FIFA, and that was it. And then we got 2 trailers We got Madden, NBA Live. And they spent more time on Madden, but that was like 5 minutes max, and that's only because they brought out the champion of Madden 18, which is fine. I have no problem, like, you know, bringing out your champion. That's fine. I have no problem with that.
For esports, because you gotta get to the esports guys. But they spent the time on weirdly the marquee event, which is a game that can be played entirely via single player. Mm-hmm. And so, like, I was like, yeah, Monster Hunter came and fucked everybody up.
Yeah.
And like, yo, I've always been on the and like, if you are OG Monster Hunter player, you know how dope Monster Hunter has been over these years and how hard no one has cared about it. Except for the pack of people who play Monster Hunter.
Yep.
But when it hit a console, like it always should have been, as a console game, I don't know why it was on a handheld. Then it gave people the opportunity to see it.
Yep.
And its full glory, experience it, and offer people the damn near cocaine via video game.
Yes!
That Monster Hunter.
I was playing that game. I was playing Monster Hunter Worlds from when it came out because of you and our friends, and then up until Far Cry 5.
Yeah.
And I only...
It's like non-stop, daily basis.
Yep. And the only reason I stopped is because, like, that was when I'm like, alright, I'm starting to feel the burn. I need to stop because I may get burned out on Monster Hunter. I have to stop because I do not want to be burned out on this game. But, so, let's go. So, we got Battlefront 2. Then we went, saw FIFA. Then we went and heard from, I believe, Unravel, wasn't it? Which...
I'm all about.
And you can buy that right now, which I recommend everyone to buy that right now.
Seconded.
Oh, it's fantastic. I love Unravel 1. I own that game. Unravel 2 is out to buy right now. That was the biggest shock, I think, for the whole thing.
Like, I was sold on Unravel just on how emotional the presenter was.
Exactly.
Like, I was like, dude, like, I want to see you succeed.
Yeah.
Like, he was so, it's obvious he put so much passion.
And this was
so much love into crafting the first Unravel game.
Yeah, that was...
You can see it in his presentation. Like, the dude is fucking trembling.
Yeah, that was, what was it? About at least 2 years ago.
Yeah. So, like, just to see him back and to have some renewed confidence and for him to still be, you know, like, soft-spoken but not, like, quaking in his boots. Like, it was just like, oh man, like, you're cute.
I mean, again, I saw the press. I remember that press conference, and like, it hit me so close to my heart. I was just going, oh my god! Like, and then I saw the trailer and everything, and it just combined everything.
Yeah, it just pulled you in.
Exactly. I bought the game, played the game, beat the game, and I'm like, wow, this is really good, fantastic puzzle, like platform puzzling and everything like that. And then, like, he comes out, and I'm like, oh, Unravel 2, alright! When is it, like, this game's probably going to come out, like, maybe, like, in, like, maybe August or something, or, like, this is the next one.
Out now.
Now. I'm like, oh, and, like, that moment when it opened with, like, Yarny getting, like, pulled away, and all, I'm like, oh, no!
You got invested, you know, like, because, like, a good... goes to show a good mascot platformer can make you feel things.
So yes, everyone should go buy Unravel 2.
Absolutely.
And then I believe we went. So we got Unravel 2. What was next? Did we get the next? Then we got the next. Yes, the next EA original game.
Which also
yes, and again, I'm loving these EA originals because every time these presenters come out,
the creators, they have such a personality that's wholly them.
Yeah,
you know, before, you know, the Unravel guy who was very shy and very timid.
A Way Out was very...
A Way Out, he was like, look at my dick!
I'm the man! Yeah, you can go ahead and do this.
And like, he knew he was shit. And like,
like he was confident of that.
And then this one, you know, she was excited.
Yeah.
It wasn't that she was timid. She wasn't timid at all. She was just like she was over talking. Like
it was. She I guess flustered. I guess in the best way.
Yeah, like she was so excited that it started to impact her ability to present the game.
But
she had to woosah a little bit.
Yeah.
But like it was cool. Like I really enjoy seeing these developers' personalities.
And like why they made these games, like for this one, Sea of Solitude, SOS, as she likes to call it, and her team, and I'm like, it's a story about loneliness. And for someone, we've all dealt with our own kinds of loneliness. I've dealt with mine, you've dealt with yours, and that kind of stuff. And I think we all deal with it to this day, even me included. I love how the premise of this game is it's about the main character, Katie, who is feeling just a deep sense of loneliness, and it's about her struggle with it and her battle with it, and how loneliness can come in different ways. You know, loneliness of not having a partner, loneliness of feeling like you don't have any friends, loneliness of being so on and so forth, you know. That's what I like, and I like that it's very artistic with how it's shown. You know,
Yeah.
I love that.
And I'm also liking this trend of like really shiny PS3 game, like where it's like, yeah, we could try and like make it like blow it out, but like the aesthetic, like you know, for a while there was that really big like 64-bit aesthetic, and everyone wanted to make like this one has like you know. Pixel graphics, and like chiptune music, and like then slowly it started to move its way forward. There was a swath of indie games that had like a PS1 aesthetic, and now we're starting to get to this point where it's like, let's make it look like a really dope, like late game PS2 or early PS3 era game. But like we just smooth it out. We get it really nice looking. We focus on style. In the presentation, and that way that gives us enough leeway to give you substance with the gameplay and the story. And I like that presentation. I've been really hard. Like I'm going through my games. I was just going through my games on my PlayStation, and I was like, wow, I like the games that I own now are almost all very heavily stylized. Very heavily like unique to look at. And offer me a different visual experience, and thusly puts me in a different mindset, so that when I'm actually playing the game, I'm processing things. And I enjoy that greatly. So to see Sea of Solitude, it looks like it's going to be another great game. EA Originals is really like, for everything that people bitch about with EA Originals.
They're original, like, and it's because like all EA does is that they just here's a bucket of money, go make a game. We will be fine. If your game succeeds, yay, more money for us and you. If it doesn't, like it doesn't affect us. You know, and that is the one thing. Like I have said this before with Spectre and with you, and I've talked about it before, is that like that is the one part of EA, their EA Originals, like where you can't complain about. And was kind of we talked about in the pre-show where A Way Out did so well, where when their CEO, you know, before, you know, months ago, saying that, you know, people want multiplayer games, not single player games, or that kind of thing, prove them wrong. You know, yes, it is technically not a single player game. You have to play it with two people, and you can play it online. But like, it's
not. I think what mainly proved it wrong was that you don't have to make a game a live service for it to be successful.
Yes. So that's that.
Matter of fact, these live service games seem to be remarkably unsuccessful. I mean, they make a lot of money, but the backlash around it oftentimes kneecaps it from the heights that they could be reaching.
Exactly. Then we got to the mobile game, Command and Conquer Rivals, which that was a time. That was a time. Should I stop right now before you get into your book? Well, I guess not. Goes to show how much Mark over here cares about that game. I guess I'll be talking to myself.
I can play better real-time strategy games, like Warhammer.
Like Warhammer. Yeah. Is that what you have to say about that game?
What? Actually, no. I have some real shit
Okay,
to
like,
say about.
okay. So what do you got for me, Mark? Because I know you, like, I don't know if you were, like, partially joking or, like...
Rest in peace to Command and Conquer. Command and Conquer used to be the shit.
I know.
Like, I like RTS games.
Yeah, me too.
And being able to, command forces and learn and acquire some sense of tactical acumen has helped me in surprising areas in real life. And to see it brought so low
to a mobile game
hurts my heart.
Because, like, I saw it and I was like, what is this game? What is this? I've no idea what this is. I thought it was a new IP or something else, and then the trailer hits and it's Command and Conquer. I'm like, oh,
man,
okay,
man, I weep.
Why do you weep, Mark?
Because, man, Command and Conquer. It used to be Command and Conquer XCOM.
Yeah.
Now it's just
XCOM. Not even Halo Wars.
Not even Halo Wars.
Huh?
Yeah, like, cause I grew up on PlayStation.
True.
So like my Xbox ownership is very new.
Yes, I get you there.
So when I look at how they took that, it was like, oh, we're not making enough money off of this to warrant the whole console release and all that. But like, there's the part of me that really likes those types of games, those RTS games, those military tactician games. It just makes me sad to see it like, oh, this is all we can do with it now.
Yeah. No, I definitely.
That's all we can think.
Yeah, I'm just. Do. I don't know. I saw that. I was like, hey,
play Warhammer, kids.
There you go. I don't know.
Get money, play Warhammer.
That can be. Oh, God, Jesus Christ. All right, and then what else did we get? We got that. I don't think we got one more thing before we got Anthem.
Nope. That was then it was the charity announcement.
Oh yeah.
And then it was just Anthem.
Yep. Oh yeah. So yeah, because that was when. Which what do you think about that with the the play
the charity? The charity. Fuck yeah. Like, yes, let's go. Like, the sooner we can make video games. I mean, you're never going to be able to purge the online space. You're never going to make the internet not the internet. Yeah. But like, if there are organizations that can at least do real boots to ground work to make this environment better for people who want to get into it, I'm all for it.
Yeah.
So long as you're not faking the funk and you're not trying to steal money from people or posture for points.
Yep.
But so long as you're actually trying to do something real, and if all these charities are really trying to do something honest, and I suffered from bullying in my early years, so I'm like, oh yeah, I'm glad that there are more places that you can sort of talk to, and that you can get help from. Because I had to just fucking eat that shit when I was a kid.
Yeah, which is different because now, kind of like when we were, because we're nerds and geeks and everything, and now we are the norm.
Yeah.
We have become the norm.
I was watching this the scientist. He was a Japanese dude with weird hair, and he was talking about like the social hierarchy that you get into in like junior high school and high school, and how the beautiful people are at the top, and the sort of nerdy dudes are at the bottom. But the moment you leave high school, the whole pyramid flips.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you're like, oh damn, well.
Yeah, I know. But I don't even know if the pyramid have flipped now, because it seems like if you're not everyone games now, even like and stuff.
But it's like the shit that you used to get your ass kicked when you were in school is now like everyone does it.
Exactly.
So,
which fun note, or Fun fact, one of the charities was He for She. Some of the key people of that is Simon Pegg, Emma Watson, Kiefer Sutherland, and Wolf Blitzer and Ryan Lenny.
So like, you know, celebrities who like endorse it, or like, you know,
they actually kind of like are part of it. They run it. They're like it's not they just here's a bunch of money. They actually are a part of that organization,
nice.
which is really nice. So I'm very much for that. And then the other two were anti-bullying organizations, which I could not go for. Now let's get into the meat. Let's talk about Anthem. We were getting really excited about that.
The young man appreciates robots.
I know you do.
All right.
I know you do.
The young man appreciates robots versus monsters in the jungle.
Yes.
All right. The young man appreciates it. So when I get all, you could say that I appreciate each individual segment of that sentence individually. I appreciate giant robots.
Hence Titanfall.
I love giant monsters.
Hence Monster Hunter.
And I love the jungle.
Give me anything like that.
Far Cry Primal.
Oh yeah.
You know, like shit like Just Cause.
Ooh yeah.
And you know, like any sort of like, you know, wander around this expansive, you know, flora and fauna laden, you know, space and then survive. You know, I like that. You know, so when you put them all together, and then I really just wanted to know if there was going to be any sort of like monetization scheme. If you're going to be able to buy skills, and how multiplayer was going to work apart from that.
Yeah,
and I got all of my questions answered.
Exactly. And they kind of showed, like, my big thing is that not only the monetization, but it was also, like, I needed to know more because what I saw last year just felt more like Destiny. It didn't feel different. It didn't look different. You're in a special suit, which, you put on whatever armor you want in Destiny, you look special. You put on a special javelin. Okay, what makes you different from Destiny? And that's the big thing, because Anthem looked like EA's version of Destiny. This looks and sounds leagues better than Destiny. I was excited for Destiny when they first announced it, and then when the game came out, it was completely different from what I was looking for. Because I was looking for, like, Bungie's very well done, deep narrative.
You were looking for bigger Halo.
Yeah, I was.
Yeah.
And that's not what it was. It just became shoot everything. Where for this, what I do like is BioWare is known for its story. So them going, it's a single player game where the gimmick of it is that you do a mission, you go out into the open world, and other people will be there with you.
Yeah, they just lifted Monster Hunter.
Yeah,
it's just the whole thing. If you are the main character, when you go outside, then you can get your friends to help you.
Yeah. No, yeah. So, I mean, that's what I do like. I do like that about that. The other thing that I will have to say about Anthem is the different mechs, which feel different to each other, but yet you can also go,
you can swap between them.
Exactly. Instead of being like, all right, like in Destiny, where you go, I'm going to be a warlock. All right, that's your whole playthrough. You're being a warlock, or Titan, or Hunter. You can choose if you want to be a Colossus and a Ranger. And again, I think we're going to see more about the Interceptor and Storm at the Microsoft press conference tomorrow.
Well, I for one, a big part of giant robots for me is the modularity of it.
Mm-hmm.
So like, I want to make a robot, or I want to like, if I'm gonna like be in this like powered suit, I want to be able to trick it out to my specification. And the fact that they allow me to not only do colors, which I was a little concerned about, because I was like, I know they're going to do shaders. They have to do shaders. But I want to alter the geometry of the suit.
Yeah.
I want to be able to, like, you know, put a different shoulder piece on. Does that shoulder piece do anything different? I want to put a little chest piece on. Are there stats that I need to roll? Or anything like that? And I really wanted to be able to participate in that. And, like, now that I know that I can, it gets me all the more excited for it. And the fact that, like, it seems like when they're taking it a step above, you know, it's almost like I know everyone compares, you know, everything to Dark Souls. But, you know, the full single-player game with cutscenes that has a multiplayer element on it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I enjoy that style of game.
Yeah.
Where it's like, yeah, I want to see a whole experience. You know, a whole game. And then, if I want to, I'll play with my friend.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that can enhance the game as such. So.
Yeah. I mean, just hearing it, that is the way they explain it. I'm like, wait, that's just... Or no, they explained it and then you went, that's just Monster Hunter. I'm like, oh my god, yes! Because when I played Monster Hunter, I either played it by myself, and I played a good portion of the game by myself, but other times, like, either you or some of our friends would ask me to come in, or I would be like, hey, can you help me fight this guy? Mm-hmm. And so on and so forth. And all these guys play differently, and that's what I really like. Again, the one I'm excited about is the story.
Colossus, yeah.
Like, the Colossus...
like big, heavy... thick boys.
I like being like
big poise for thick boys.
For me, I like being able to like move in and out and be very fast, and that's what I feel that Storm does. Where the Ranger is kind of like I can be really assault, and you know I can be up in your face, but I can also move very well. I want to be able to move fast, and I can shoot from either far or close, depending on how I want to do it. Mm-hmm. So that again, I'm very, very. I was not expecting this. I was expecting, I wasn't expecting this from EA. I really wasn't. One of our viewers is saying how he was seeing the press conference and he said that he hated it. He absolutely hated it. So let's talk about. So now that we kind of hit everything, is there anything from Anthem that we missed? I think we hit everything.
I think we hit it.
So overall, the whole press conference. What do you think?
It feels as though there are some things to be excited about, yes, but it's all things I need to like wait for, with the sole exception of Unraveled.
Yes, I agree.
So like it didn't really necessarily. It quelled my concern. I feel like this press conference was more about quelling concerns than it was about building hype.
Yes, which is exactly what they
needed. I mean, like, they needed to go into damage control, but, like, it was more so about, like, hey, calm down. It's okay. Calm down.
It's okay.
And then
relax.
And then we'll worry about, like, whether or not, you know, from this point, once everyone, like, if everyone decides to just sort of, like, chill out about it, it'll probably end up establishing a hype cycle.
Because EA has the ability to make fantastic games, and I own some past games from EA that I absolutely adore to this day. Mm-hmm. So like it's just been in the past, I don't know, 2 to 3 years at least. It just seems like that, like their games. It just seems like the corporate suits have too much of a hand in it, where like you know what I mean. So like hearing this from the CEO and saying like we made mistakes, we messed up, all that kind of stuff.
But then at that point you also have to go above and beyond.
Yes,
because like
you can't
say it and then not do it.
Exactly. So like let's say for instance, like we hear this at E3, awesome. Until Anthem comes out, or you know even Battlefield 5 and all this stuff, if it has to also be proven to me and you and us and the rest of the gamers that like we can gain your trust back, and we're not going to gain it back like that. Like continue working on Battlefront, this new Star Wars game. We've been looking for a single player like narrative-driven Star Wars game, and like 13 got canceled because of the Disney buyout. Then, you know, Visceral Games got closed down, so that went, and now Respawn is doing one. So I would really...
I just want a game. I just want Payday with Star Wars.
There you go. I can get behind that.
Speaking of which, I can't wait for... that was a little off topic. Have you seen that that Overkill Starbreeze Walking Dead game?
No, I've not.
It's just Payday with The Walking Dead.
That's rad.
It is rad.
You played it?
No.
Oh, okay.
It's not out yet.
Oh, okay. I didn't know.
But you should watch the trailers.
I will definitely have to look at the trailer for that.
They're amazing.
So I mean, again, it'll be nice to know. Again, I'm just kind of in a general sense. The Respawn game comes out in 2019. They're like, if they continue supporting Battlefront 2 this year into next year, like just have Battlefront 2 be your Star Wars shooter for a while now. And then once people are like, yeah, Battlefront 2, yeah, then
once they're pumped about it, then
Battlefront 3,
yeah,
you can do it like that. I'm actually very surprised. This was actually a good press conference. Oh yeah. With one of our viewers said that they just gave the big huge middle finger to Command and Conquer.
Yeah.
They totally did. Yeah. Wow. Mark hated it so much that he went ahead and pulled out his Warhammer book.
Oh yeah.
Just
that was a problem.
I had
a problem. One, I already didn't care, and then I was actively angered when
I saw that. I'm like, what is this? I had to watch this and go, okay. And then I saw Command and Conquer. I'm like, what?
No.
What? No. What'd you do? Oh man.
Yeah, but really, it was practically padding for time to answer questions about Battlefield, Battlefront, and Anthem.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That the whole press conference could have been about those three things, and
it would have been fine.
Ignored everything else.
It would have been fine.
And you would have
I'm glad that they put more emphasis on the EA originals.
Oh, EA originals, yeah.
That was the best part. And then Anthem, I'm actually excited for.
Yeah.
I'm actually very excited for it. Yeah. So I don't know.
It's going crazy.
It is. What is it? It says Why am I excited for Anthem? Because it feels different than Destiny. That's what I would have to say. And
I feel like Anthem is the Anthem is like the little brother that learned from the mistakes of the things around it, or at least it appears to be.
Yeah.
So it's like Evolve failed. So let's sort of take this one of the monsters that are evocative of Evolve monsters.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Then Titanfall 2 is fun, but like it had some rocky stuff that made it so it didn't really last.
Also, EA said that game off to die because sandwiched it between Battlefield and Call of Duty.
Yeah, there's whatever. And like they sort of take a third person shooter, which you don't get a lot of nowadays.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And really sort of turn it into like the movement is like evocative of like an Infamous or a Prototype.
Yeah.
Where you're just like a really controlled omnidirectional movement that allows for you to like fly around and do stuff. Plus, I always have a soft spot in my heart for science fiction.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, like, I'm excited. There's still trepidation because there's the great potential that it still might just suck.
Yeah.
You can get pumped for something and it just be garbage.
Mm-hmm.
But
I mean, again, we saw pretty much how the gameplay would work. You have when you shoot enemies, you have the numbers flow up, which I hope I can just take that away. Me personally, I don't like that. But like it looks.
You gotta see your numbers and see how big your numbers are. Come on, man. I shot that guy for 300 damage. 300 video games.
But like.
You'll be able to turn it off, I'm sure.
Oh yeah. But it looks different, and what I do like about it is that it's just taking Monster Hunter's style of gameplay, and it's going to be better storytelling than Monster Hunter. That's the one like downside to Monster Hunter World is that I could.
Monster Hunter isn't really about.
No, it's about the gameplay.
Yeah, it's about playing with friends.
Yes, exactly. But like this is what I think this is where Anthem is going to do the best job, is that they're doing like you go out in the world, you do a mission, you can play with other people or you can play by yourself. It does not matter. Then you go back. When you come back to base, that's when the story happens, and you make your choices, and the choices you make will dictate blah blah blah. Normal Bioware stuff.
The way that people work, like the humans work in general, is that we go out into the world and we do things, and the things that are successful, we repeat, and the things that aren't successful, we drop.
Mm-hmm.
And Anthem just feels like it learned a lot of lessons from a lot of successes and a lot of failures.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the marriage of those successes and failures. And this will be sort of the opening salvo of like, we learned from these 6 or whatever games that X, Y, and Z work and A, B, and C don't.
Yeah.
So let's drop A, B, and C and then only keep the X, Y, and Z from all the games leading up to this, all these games leading up to this point.
And the good thing is that with monetization, it's only cosmetic. There is nothing related to gameplay, and it's not loot boxes. You know what you're buying.
Yeah.
You can spend money to buy this armor. You can spend this money to buy this thing, which that, in my opinion, that is the best way out you can get me to spend money.
Oh yeah, I'll blow money.
I'll gladly
throw it away.
Like I will spend money knowing what I'm getting. That's how I will spend my money.
It sounds like Destiny with extra steps. Well, I also like the modularity. To give. Well, for one, you will never create a brand new game. Everything will be like blank, but with blank.
Mm-hmm.
When you go into making these types of games, it's all about the lessons that the developers can learn. It's about what the attitude towards the customer base will be. It's about how they want to sell you this game, and what the lasting experience of the game will be once it's in the hands of the consumer.
Mm-hmm.
You're never going to be able to make a brand new fucking game.
Yep.
When you go into these types of games and when you go into looking for these types of experiences, you're really only gonna the best thing to look for is to say, am I willing? Do I believe that I can have fun playing this?
Yeah.
You know, and like we got a buddy who plays Destiny like all the fucking time, you know, and he loves it.
He loves it. We don't care.
I couldn't give a rat's ass.
No.
But when it comes down to like these types of games, you have to figure out what it is you are willing to chance having fun on. And like you don't lose anything from enjoying something.
Yeah.
You know? If it sucks, then it sucks.
Here's a perfect example. What game that you and I play that almost everyone doesn't like?
Mirror's Edge?
Well, has a cult following. Order 1886.
Order 1886.
That's a game that you and I both
like. I like it.
I like it too. And I think you explained it the best that it is the best first act to a video game series. We're never going to get the rest because the game did not do well. But we had a good time playing it.
It was an amazing Act 1.
Mm-hmm.
And like in the scope of a grander story, it could have like pulled itself into something that could have been really good.
Yeah,
had its gameplay issues, did get a little repetitive, did get a little not as memorable at parts. The werewolf fights I felt could have used more variation, but like for the most part, I enjoyed where the story was going to take.
But all in all, both of us had a good time where tons of people didn't. And that's just
and we didn't lose anything from enjoying.
Exactly.
So I would say to viewer out there in the world, because you're too far away, I'm blind to read your name. But I would say to figure out what games you're willing to chance on enjoying.
Yep.
Because when it comes down to it, there's a million different ways to hate something.
I know.
And if we if we continue to only bet on safe horses, then we'll never see anything different.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm always going to be here to support an IP. I'm always going to be here to support methods of multiplayer that I very much so enjoy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm always going to be here to support the style of game that I want to be sold to.
Yep. And I think with the two press conferences that have the most to gain is EA and Microsoft, which is the next press conference. So just last takeaway, this was actually a decent press conference. I'm surprised with
I said, I'm 1 to 10 on the side of you.
So
anything really decipher yet?
Wow,
throwing shots today.
I know. But this was actually not too bad. And this is where EA had a lot to gain, and I think they achieved their goals.
They took the first step towards making people not hate them so vehemently.
Exactly.
Yeah, people are still going to hate them,
obviously. But I will say, I will take back, what I've said about Battlefront 2, and it looks like they're making strides forward to fix the problems that they have made.
I wouldn't say I would take back everything I said. I am going to say that I'm willing to look at it some. But to answer the question, on a scale of 1 to 10, how am I excited for tomorrow's press conference? I would say that's Microsoft.
It's Microsoft, Bethesda, and Devolver Digital.
For press conferences, Microsoft, solid 7. I do like Microsoft. Microsoft has some issues with exclusives that it really needs to tighten up. It really needs to wow people, because that Xbox One X is a pricey sumbitch, and I need a good ass reason to buy one. The Ubisoft.
No, so I'll give you the rundown. So it's Microsoft at 1 p.m.
Let me know what the...
Okay, Microsoft, Bethesda,
Bethesda, 5. If they're gonna hit me with some fucking ESO content, I like ESO. I play ESO. I will continue to play ESO. But if you're not gonna hit, we'll see some Fallout 76 maybe.
Bethesda, the problem is that Bethesda's already, their cards have already been Rage 2 and Fallout 76. What more do you have? We probably, as me and Spectre have talked about in our predictions.
Ooh, no, I got it. Killer app, alright? Okay.
Okay.
10 out of 10, Bethesda, another Skyrim re-release.
Yes.
Ooh, yeah. Can't wait. Can't wait.
Another Skyrim. What platform do we need it on? Mobile?
Oh, yeah?
That's the last one.
If I can't play Skyrim on my NVIDIA Engage.
And then Devolver Digital, which I think...
I always love Devolver Digital. That's a solid 9, because they're always going to give me a game. They round out my memory.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, I only have so many amount of gigs before I hit this even round number of space on my system.
Yeah.
I feel like a Devolver Digital game. Because they always give me small little offers. They're like Way Forward.
Yeah, I get you.
There was a while where I was really into Way Forward.
Yeah.
And so I really enjoy Devolver Digital. So to recap, about 7 for the Microsoft, 5 for the Bethesda, and a 9 for Devolver Digital. So I'm glad they're going to close the deal.
Yep. I'm probably looking forward to most Microsoft, because they have the most to gain. They need to prove why.
I mean, it's not so much the perspective. Oh yeah, I'll let you finish.
No, that's okay. They need to prove why. Why does an Xbox in this market matter? Because of the play anywhere with PC. Some people like it. I'm personally going well, that's good. I can play it on my PC. Why do I need an Xbox? They've already pushed back Crackdown 3 to 2019. Their first, their exclusives have not been doing too well, where Detroit and God of War have done fantastically well, where Sea of Thieves and State of Decay 2 have come out with meh results.
Yeah.
So I think Microsoft has the most to gain from the press conferences tomorrow. But Bethesda, they just need to, I think if they just stick to guns, and the only way that they can go, oh my god, this, and blow up the internet is if they should
New Elder Scrolls.
Yes. Just, even if it's just a logo.
Yeah.
Name, logo, and the subtitles. Elder Scrolls 6, blank, logo. Call it a day. Bam. You'll blow up the internet. You will have one E3.
The whole
thing. Before Sony, before Nintendo, you have one.
It took all this time to re-release the Skyrim to make yourself a new engine.
Mm-hmm.
New
Elder Scrolls. That's the way you break the internet. And then Devolver Digital, it's a show. it's a show.
Like I have nothing I can tell them.
Yep. So so that is it. We always appreciate you guys watching.
I mean, I think they do. They do. Because, like, you know, when it comes down to it, exclusives will give you serve as the primary reason. It's the only reason aside from fierce, like, long-term fan loyalty why you'll be swayed to get something.
Mm-hmm. So, we appreciate everyone who's watching. We always appreciate that. If you have not subscribed to our channel, subscribe to us at youtube.com/Brotherhood of Geeks.
Click the bell and shit.
Click the bell, that way you can be notified every time that we put up a video.
We're going to be live streaming all of EA.
All of E3.
Well, all of E3.
There you go.
With a rotating cast of characters.
Yep. So if you want to know the next schedule for the next few days, so tomorrow on Sunday we begin with Microsoft's press conference, which is at 1 p.m. Pacific time, 4 p.m. Eastern time, 3 p.m. Central time. So we'll be doing a pre-show half an hour before that. So it would be at 12:30 Pacific time, 3:30 Eastern time, 2:30 Central time. Yes. Then Bethesda will be next. They are at 6:30 Pacific time, 9:30 Eastern time, 8:30 Central time. So that'll be at 6 Pacific time, 9 Eastern time, and 8 Central time for the pre-show. And then Devolver Digital is the last one for Sunday, which is at 8 p.m. Pacific time, 11 p.m. Eastern time, 10 p.m. Central time, which means our pre-show will be at 7:30 Pacific time, 10:30 Eastern time, 9:30 Central time. So that way, and all this information will be put up on our Facebook, where you can follow us at facebook.com/The Brotherhood of Geeks. Me and the channel have a Twitter at DualShockedBOG. That's the name of our PlayStation podcast, DualShocked BOG, and also that information we put on Twitter. We also do have our own Twitch channel now, which is twitch.tv/Brotherhood of Geeks. So we will probably also be live streaming there too. So you can also follow there. Anything else, Mark? Anywhere that people can follow you, can talk to you?
If you want to talk to me about comic stuff and look at pages I'm drawing, follow me at Mark Phillips P3, MARQ with a Q, Phillips with 2 L's, the letter P, the number 3. You'll find me.
All right.
And we'll just go for it from there. So yeah, come chat, come hang. We'll talk about comics.
Yeah. All right.
But in the meantime, look forward to seeing the rest of this E3. I'm gonna go see if the owner of this incredibly angry cat has contacted me back. So that I can get it out of my house.
Yes. Well, thank you so much for watching, guys, and we will be seeing you on the next press conference. And as always, don't play with yourself, play together. Thank you, guys.
That's what she said.
Have a good day, guys.